Why can't you see? So locate and stand straight and take aim. Let's
And welcome back, everybody. FSB Racing Friday night. Not Winston Cup action yet. We're still in the off season. We got a special event for you tonight called the King of the Hill, and I've forgotten where I moved my camera to. It's right there, not there. In the booth with me, as always, my partner in crime on Friday nights, the man, the myth, the legend. No, the monster. Milt Inter Jr. How you doing, Milty?
Bobby,
I
no
don't.
son of mine's gonna be a gosh darn sim racer.
I was wondering what you were going for there. Alrighty, yep, we got your buddy Lorenzo. Oh, no, that's Havoc's buddy Lorenzo checking in there in chat. Lamb's participating, he's watching. Mutt's participating. But hello to everyone else out there tuning in. And yeah, special event King of the Hill. Something a little different. We're going to be running 4 races, very short races at 4 times consumption at 4 different types of tracks. All points count to our cumulative total. Drivers don't know what tracks are going to be run yet. We know we got California, as you can see it there in the background. In fact, I have to turn that preferred racing line off before we get going here. Still have that on from TCR.
Combination of 4 types of disciplines here.
Absolutely. So there'll be 1 road course, 1 super speedway, 1 Speedway, which I guess would be this, and one short track. And we're running the
road
the
course.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what that's going to be.
Yeah, we don't know.
Sammy's running the show. He's calling the shots. He's got something up his sleeve, I'm sure.
This is one of my favorite off-season events, and one that I'm proud to say that I've won. I was the king of the hill, and it takes, it's a combined points effort for 4 different tracks and 4 different disciplines: Super-Speedway, Speedway, short track, and road course. Combined points wins the thing, and I've won it, and I've lost by 1 point to that 007 guy.
I was gonna say there's at least 2 former King of the Hill winners out there tonight, in the persons of Mark DeSenza, our defending King of the Hill, and the aforementioned Dan Jones, the Canadian Bond. I'm wearing the shirt he sent me tonight. But yeah, he beat Milty out, and Milty has never quite recovered from it. He just hasn't been the same.
You never recover for those, especially a race like this. I mean, it's 4 races. It's nobody knows what's going on. You got to bring it, man. You got to bring it quick.
Absolutely. Short races, high consumption. Hey there to Kim Wright checking in from work. Got Dog.
Hey,
Dog in the chat. Oof.
Dog. Bark like a dog for me.
So yeah, we'll be running the Monday night Cup Physics, the Gen 6 BR15 cars. So not the usual Winston Cup cars that you see on Friday night, not the usual truck physics. These are a little more modern and a lot more horsepower. And a lot more aerodynamic. So that huge draft effect that you see at a place like this at California or at the 1.5 milers, that won't be a factor tonight quite as much. They'll be able to get away from each other a bit. Drivers' meeting seems to be going for quite a while here, so I'll get the starting grid going. As you see, Mark DeSenza, the defending King of the Hill, puts that number 3 car on the pole, so he's off to a strong start here defending that title. Ken Hansen, Friday Night Regular, puts the Coors beer can on the outside. Matt Watkins, I'm sure he's won this before because he's won everything else under the sun. He puts the 15 car.
I don't know, but I don't know. He's a serious threat.
Serious threat in any discipline. I barely held him off at this very track for my first Pro Cup win, which was a pretty cool memory there.
Tidbit here too is if you win, like whoever wins this race can't qualify for the next race.
Yes,
right?
That's another part of the rules. The top 3 finishers in each round do not get to put up a qualifying time in the next round.
Top 3, yeah. So that makes it crazy, man. I mean, and then you got to tabulate the points. Are you on that, smart brother?
You know what? He didn't ask me to.
Well, you better get on that because I can't do it.
Well, if Sam needs me to, I can set something up in Excel pretty darn quick.
Well, yeah, or maybe he can give that to us. I think he likes doing that. Where after the first race, he'll come on here and as we got the cars practicing here.
Yeah, we're hitting pit road here, or rolling off pit road. Again, getting through the field. So you got Matkins there in P3, the GOAT, former King of the Hill winner, Mr. Canadian Bond Dan Jones in the 007. Brian Lamb in the 09. Alex Jarvie, newcomer this offseason, has shown a lot of speed in other events, and looking strong again here. P6 in the 89 car, that Exalta machine he painted up. Dave Ellens in the 115. Brad Otto in the 31. Dave Jandry and Rick Castle, your most improved driver for last season. He puts the 124 in 10th spot.
Well, excuse me, this bud is for you.
You see a little on track there with Ken Hansen and Brian Lamb. Yeah, well, it's us. I switched to beer just for you, Milty, tonight. I got Killian's, not Bud. I think they're under the
Killian's Red. What was that commercial they used to have? The Killian's Red. Oh, true to the taste of Killian's Red.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Well, I'm old, so.
I don't think it's been around that long.
Oh, it has, bro. Trust me.
I only remember it Well, probably only remember hearing of it about the time I turned 21. Yeah, one of my favorites.
Sticker picker.
Rounding out the field here real quick, Ryan Johnson, your Quarantine Cup winner. He wrapped that up last night. Jeff Habbock in the 101. Joe Mutt-Sharam there in the 192. Starts lucky 13th. Pops Margison. Shane Pittman, another newcomer this offseason. It's the 18 car in the 15th. And everybody else looks like they took provisionals or crashed in qualifying or something. Will Farmer, Keith Cordier. The Highwayman, number 40, Jim Christopherson, is back. See if I can find. There's Alex Jarvis' number 89 car. See if I can find Mr. Christopherson.
I'm a highwayman. My dad loved
there
that
he
song.
is. The furloughed United Airlines pilot had some time to get back to us here, and so he'll be rejoining us for season 37. And let's see, Den Francisconi. I think he's going to at least try to run California. Sam Young's going to sit out, and then Johnny Doucette is going to be a shotgun on this field. So there is your starting grid.
Lorenzo's the 101's going to blow up tonight. Well, that's wow, that's a precognition right there, man. It sucks, you know.
Yeah, let's not curse your buddy like that, man.
Well, that's what friends are for, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Dog me, yeah.
There you got to look at the 15 car Matt Watkins out there practicing with young Will Farmer in the 95.
So, as a former winner of this race and almost a two-time winner by one friggin' point, and I'll never forget that, this is what you got to do. You gotta have the most points at the end. You gotta realize your strengths. You have no idea. These are all. They're not going to be fancy tracks that nobody has. They're going to be basically the original tracks from the game from 2003. So you don't have no download issues, and you're going to have to deal with what you got. You know what you got here. What you want to do is start out with a good finish. A lot of guys think the best thing to do is finish out of that top three so that they can qualify for the next race, which may be their strength. Do we know the order in which kind of tracks?
No, sir. No,
so we don't know that either.
Sam's keeping that close to the vest. He doesn't want to tip anything off.
Yeah, I think that's the. I think that's been status quo in the history of the King of the Hill. So you got to be ready. But you know, these guys have all run these tracks. When you come to the road race, you know it's going to be Watkins Glen or it's going to be Sears Point. So for me, that was always my focal point. I want to get a top. That's the race I want to get. That really good finish. I'm really good at super speedways. There's better guys than me than in the speedways. So, you know, I want to get like a top 5 or top 7 in that, but I want to excel in those other two ones. And then the short track, that was not my strength. So, depending on how, you know, man, if I got a good finish in the short track, then it was just added bonus and added pressure on, because these guys will all know the tally of the points after each race. We'll have some huge dead time in between. So, but I got plenty of beer, and so if you guys are down watching, I'm down talking. Yeah.
You'd be proud of me, Milty. I grabbed 3 bottles and stuck them in a cooler bag, so I didn't have to. Didn't have to go back to the fridge.
Now you're becoming a pro here. I think I'm a bad influence on you, but once again, still working on a webcam. I think we're about to pull the trigger, even though. So we might get a little picture of my mug here at some point.
Absolutely,
next
we'll
season.
Hook something up on Skype or something like that, and and get that all squared away. And hopefully, they're not going to gouge you too bad on that, because I looked at some of those webcam prices lately. And
you told me there were $50, and now and here we go. Now the best deal we're looking at is $125 right now. So.
Yeah,
we're about to pull the trigger, but So this is what you got to do. You got to. If you don't win this race, you got to get a good finish.
That goes for any race, really.
Absolutely. You're still not out of it if you get a bad finish, but a terrible finish, it's really hard to climb back because you're going to have those guys that are going to start out strong, and that will dictate, your progression as to whether or not you get a chance for that trophy. And I got one of those somewhere around here.
We got a nice overview of this field as they line up on pit road here.
Dog's got the Johnny Five Fingers Aqualung sitting on a park bench. Let's get it on here.
Yes, before Milty tortures me with any more prog rock.
Yeah. Oh man, come on, man, really? Jethro Tull, dude.
I cannot.
Legendary music right there.
Yeah, that's one of those bands that you'd think I'd like, but I just can't get into. It's the prog rock thing, man.
Well, you like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like, and I respect that. So what do we got here? We got the 3-car up there. We got to make some picks. I'm going to make some picks. I'm going to go with the 007, dude.
Backing
he
up.
beat me by 1 point, and he is an excellent driver in all 4 disciplines, and he has qualified well here. If he gets a good finish here, then the thing is, you do that, then you can manipulate the rest of the races. If you get a bad finish, you have to take risks. So here we go. Mark DeCinza in the Wrangler Chevrolet. Nice paint here. Look at these paint jobs. We'll go to that field. 25 laps.
And we are under green.
You got to go. You got to go now. And Mark DeCinza, this is his strong point here. So when you're thinking about this as a driver, you want to hit those races that you're the best at, and this is what he can do. He's got no Slim Jim Gately to deal with.
Man, cars.
This is a race he can walk away with and stamp his foot. He's an excellent road racer, excellent short track driver, and an excellent super-speedway driver.
Oh, we got a wreck off turn 4. Jim Christopherson's around.
Do we have cautions?
We have no cautions.
No cautions. So that's right. That's what I was thinking. So this is balls to the wall here. Got to be careful, but at the same time, you want to.
So on your left there is, looks like, okay, Shane Pittman in the 18.
Marcus is on point and rolling, and this is his track. We've had some battles for like 14 years. Remember back in the day, racing this guy going in another league, interleague race, going, man, I hope this guy never makes it to FSB because he badass.
So you see there, the 18 Shane Pittman got a little loose, came across the nose of the 95, caught Jim Christopherson out, just nothing he could do. Great job getting through that, though, for Will Farmer in that 95 machine, and he is hanging on.
Another guy that, I mean, what can you say? The GOAT? Matt Watkins, great paint job. He's in the 15 number now. Number he ran back in the day. He's back into the 15, and he's got Brian Lamb all over him. This race can bring guys that you wouldn't expect, but Brian Lamb is really an excellent road racer, and he's qualified well here. He gets a good finish, then he can do his thing in the road race, that opens up a chance for this guy, the Southern California
Absolutely.
native.
We got quite a battle here with Will Farmer working his way up through the field after dodging that wreck there. He's on the high side of Joe Sharam. You can see what the extra horsepower of these Cup cars does versus truck physics here, as he might actually make that work. 3 wide up top through 1 and 2.
These cars are seriously fast compared to what we watch on Friday night normally as far as getting on the gas.
Seriously fast indeed, as young as McQueen just powers on by those guys on the high side.
Kachinga, 89 of Alex Jarvie has got a train behind them, but they are battling, and we got inside. Look, and this is fine for them. Dave Jandry, the veteran, down low, trying to make the pass, but he hasn't executed that. Jarvie on the outside, and we got the 59 underneath there. That's another guy that knows how to finish races, and it's accumulative points here.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson
is being real cautious, and he should be. He knows what his strengths is, and it's definitely that road course.
Dan Jones, no, his strength is going to be the fast tracks. This and a super speedway.
Oh, he's a hell of a road racer, dude.
He wouldn't tell you that himself, but
of course not. He's humble.
I think he's got a good handle on Watkins Glen. I think he's kind of hoping it's not Sonoma.
Yeah, Sonoma, 2 completely different tracks, and we'll get into that when we get there. But it's great to surmise what could happen and how exciting. These guys have no idea what they're going to face. Right now, they got their hands full. And it's not like you got to win this race. You got to get a good finish and move on to the next one and start to compile your points.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson.
I just got a text. My webcam is in today.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's not at my house yet, but so that's the beginning of seeing my ugly mug. You know? Dave Owens on the inside of the 59 there.
So you guys got 2.
Look at these paint jobs. These are beautiful paint jobs here. And he makes the pass on Ryan Johnson.
Well, there's at least 3 out there that I did, so that's pretty cool.
Dave Owens got serious skills here, folks.
Ryan Johnson, the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Castle rocking the Jack Daniels. How about that?
Buffalo Wild Wings car is one of the favorites that I've done for the guys here.
Oh, these are fantastic paint jobs.
Dan Jones and Matt Watkins. Those are the 3 out there right now that I did.
Look at the 89. Alex Jarvie is... these guys are on 4X, which means... or 3X, 4X...
4X.
Tire wear is huge and fast. Are we going to have pit stops here, bro?
25 laps at 4X, we have to.
Yeah, so we're going to have pit stops. We're going to have action on top of action.
I'm thinking that on a 2-mile track at 4X, if 2X is about 20 some odd laps, that means we're going to see pit stops. Or we're probably going to see this as a one-stop race.
Dog watching on his phone. Get it on the computer, bro. What's up, man?
Actually looks really good on phones.
It does. You've done a great job of getting all that together. It's just, you know, my coworkers and my helper, my coworker I work with, he does a lot of gaming and stuff, and he wants to get into sim racing, but he's been watching our George. George, if you're out there, get on there and give us a shout out, man, on the chat.
I tell you, the front 3 have pulled out to a nice, healthy lead here.
There comes Kachinga on the 89, so the 89's really feeling tired. But as a driver, you're thinking, I'm okay here. Look at Dan Francisconi, the quadriplegic, paralyzed driver from Madera, California. Sconi.com. Check out his website. One of the greatest people I've ever had the privilege to meet, and he's driving with hand controls, or actually a keyboard, and the back of his hands, paralyzed from the neck down. And this is definitely his discipline, and he is fantastically up into the top 10.
Meanwhile, I'd say 89, Alex Jarvie, he has cooked his tires. He has fallen backwards.
He's going backwards.
He's got the parachute out.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to the rear with the gear, and that's what happens. These guys got so much to deal with here, as far as
We got to fight for the lead.
newness, you know.
Fight for the lead. New leader, number 9, Ken Hansen, gets around the 3-car Mark DeSenza.
Ken. And there's that guy, Mama. Mama, there goes that man in the 15, Matthew Willie Watkins.
We didn't get a chance to get around to my pick. You took the Dan Jones, the 007.
Yes, sir.
I gotta go with Matkins. I mean, how can you go against him? Anytime.
That's a wise pick. And, you know, the GOAT, he raced with us in the 24 Hours of Le Mans at GTP and never driven the mod before. And he sent me a video going, what am I doing wrong? And I saw a video of somebody that drove the 8.4 miles of Le Mans
Pit stops.
sideways every lap.
There's
I've never seen before. I've never seen car control like that in my
There's
life.
a gaggle of cars on pit road right now. Looks like that second pack.
10-4, we're watching the leaders. They haven't pit yet. The 9 car. You want to split it in half or left? We got smoke up against the wall there, but we're not going to have a yellow, so.
Yeah, no cautions.
Kind of like the iRacing stuff, except you don't get a free car, so.
Nope.
Which is pretty,
People have mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, they do, but good thing we got something to talk about until they go back real racing.
Yeah, which should happen soon.
That's another thing we could talk about, but we're here to have fun, so no politics, though.
Well, I mean, going back to real racing is going to be a good thing. They're gonna do it without fans. I guess
they're still out there. In my experience.
Matkins hitting pit road.
There we go. The great Matt Watkins.
Whoa! Look at him sliding in there.
He's got a. Oh my gosh. Dan leaving pit road. Matt Watkins down pit road.
Brian Lamb back down pit road. Penalty for the 09.
No. Look at that paint job, like Nintendo. You think?
Number 3 of Mark DeSenza. We missed him hitting pit road. He's leaving now after falling to the back of that lead pack. So that leaves the 3 that had broken away have all pitted at different times. And this could have some interesting implications on where they come out together. If they come out together.
Oh, 2 tires for Lamb. Okay, so Lamb had to pit again.
Oh, he must have been too close to the wall the first time. Oh, that's brutal.
Matt Watkins, 4 tires leaving pit road.
And there goes the 3 of Mark DeSenza right past him. Mark DeSenza.
Here comes Rick Castle with executed well. Was in P7. Let's see how this hashes out here.
Ken Hansen still in the lead. Oh, Ken Hansen on pit road now.
Yeah, well, did he lose time or not? I don't know. He had clean air and it was smooth as glass. Execute, son. Come on.
Well, you saw how much time that cost.
We got a big battle here with Dave Ellens and the 59 of Ryan Johnson going at it. And we have the Dave Jandry behind. I'm sorry, I'm lagging a little bit because I'm not used to the paint jobs here.
So I say that coming in a lap earlier gained Mark DeSenza a huge advantage over Matt Watkins.
I think short pitting with these tire deals does that, especially with no cautions.
Yeah, I think splitting it in half was the way to go if you could.
That's usually what I would do. And but Matt Watkins, he's always in his mind. He's like, I'm going to outpit everybody. That's how he rolls. He knows he's a great pitter, and we'll see how it pans out here as this.
I'm looking for the field to cycle through.
Oh, a little contact with Will Farmer, maybe not. And the 89, how about Alex Jarvie? He's all over in the back of the 89. Every position gets you to the next round and see where you are and see what you have to do. This is the template for the future here.
Well, you got Mark DeSenza, and he got the lead through that exchange, but Ken Hansen is right there with him.
Golden Eye, look at that paint job. They expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
And you see, you got those 4 cars hooked together with Matt Watkins on the tail of that pack. Brian Lamb down at least a lap after, exactly 1 lap after his penalty. Or coming in for left tires, whichever it was.
Well, Mark DeSenza from heart attack to a win last year, and he's back on the horse. And this is right where his wheelhouse, and he is dominating this race thus far. Come on, Mark. The 9 car, the beer can, just Coors. Taste the water. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Now we are coming up on 3 to go here.
3 to go. This is exactly
Or I guess 4 to go,
what
really.
these guys want here.
Can Ken Hansen do anything with Mark DeSenza? Can this second pack close the gap?
Castle in P3 here, but he's got the 007 former King of the Hill winner here.
This is where that strategy you talked about possibly comes into play. Are these guys gonna be content to run for 4th place, or do they want their
They're going 3 wide.
Lamb go with them? A little help from Lamb on the high side.
To defend, but he can't. Lap 23 of 25. How about Rick Castle? It's a great battle here. My wife just slammed the door on my room. I forgot to close it. Sorry, sweetheart. That a girl.
Looks like Matt Watkins is just going to power by on the outside. He's getting all the help. He's getting all the help from the 09 and the 007.
Comes Matt Watkins on the outside powering. Look, this is a, 5-time Cup champion? Or, I need to get my stats together. But
he's won a lot. He's won a lot of them.
Won a lot more than I have.
And meanwhile, look at the left side.
Hours away from these guys.
Looking at the left side of the screen here, we've got a real battle going for the lead as Ken Hansen has reeled in Mark DeSenza and is going to work on him.
And look, they got by Castle here, but this is a great run. The 09
Just
is
taking a look.
Oh, there's contact with him in the 09.
9 car looking under the 3. He's got to give him the room, but door closed back down as we come back up on the white flag here. Looks like Matt Watkins pretty comfortably in 3rd place.
I'm sitting here in fifth place. I got a chance to win this thing still. Brian Lamb still trying to get by. Watkins charging to the front as he gets by the 007.
Oh, Dan Jones trying to wind it up on the high side.
That's what the 15
couldn't hold it.
That's what Matt Watkins do. Tire wear, pit stops, strategy.
Coming back to the checkers here with the 3 and the 9. It's gonna be Mark DeRocket DeSenza.
Yeah.
Holds him off.
D-Rocket. He's from up there in New York area, I think.
He is. He's from Rhinebeck, New York, I believe.
Where things are really tough here right now, and Plus, he's had some major health problems. It's just good to see him back on the saddle. And this guy's a badass, folks. Arguably one of the best. You know, you got Matt Watkins, you got Rick Johnson, but this guy, and you got, you know, Slim Jim Gailey and all these other pro drivers, but that 3-car, that guy good. And he healthy, and he just put a stake in the ground and said, all right, guys, what you going to do? The
Yes,
beer
I'm Mark.
can, he's had some bad luck, but he's a fantastic, all different type of track racer. So, and I would love to see Ken Hansen win this too, as along with these other guys. So,
Yeah, so wrapping up your results here, Mark DeSenza is your winner. 0.092 official margin of victory over Ken Hansen in the 9-car. 15 of Matt Watkins. Comes in third, 4.8 seconds back, with Dan Jones nipping on his heels for 4th place. So Dan Jones, yeah, you got that 4th spot like you were talking about for strategy there. That's pretty good spot finishing in this event. Did not pick up any laps led. Rick Castle in 5th. Dave Jandry, Dave Ellens, Ryan Johnson falls to 8th on the last lap. We missed that battle on the last lap between Ellens and Ryan Johnson. Looks like it might close one.
Lamb is just kicking himself right now. And
Will Farmer 9th.
Because he knows he has a chance at this thing. And I spelled his name wrong there. Sorry.
Yeah, Will Farmer 9th. Alex Jarvie.
Sorry, Brown.
Alex Jarvie 10th. Den Francesconi hangs on nicely for 11th there. Jeff Havoc 12th. Joe Sharam. Johnny Sett, Brad Otto rounds out your top 15 there. Shane Pittman, Keith Cordier.
That's what the
Brian Lamb
is about, though. It's
Jim
tough.
Christopherson with that early spin. I did not see what happened to Pops Markson, but he rounds out the field in 20th spot there.
Oh, yeah. Dog asked me when I get the camera going, it's Momo. Dude, that cat is 25 pounds, man. If he's on my shoulder, I'm in a world of hurt, bro. With his claws stuck in my chest, I don't know. He's obviously referring to the time you were broadcasting and your cat jumped on your shoulder.
They'll do that from time to time.
He pretty much knows when it's business time. He came in and went, meow. I said, I'm broadcasting, son. You're going to have to wait. Love will come later. So
yeah, we wrapped that first round up there, and
3 to go.
Sam Young. Yeah, we're going to get Sam Young will be choosing our next track shortly. I ought to save the... Oh, never mind saving those.
I'm going to jump down there and talk to him, see if he's going to come up here and announce it for us. I'll be right back.
All right. Milty's going down there chasing that exclusive for us. Get a little generic rock music here. It's no Alborn, but it'll do. Let me get back to the YouTube chat here. Oh, it cleared. Alright, so... Oh, yeah, I saw that Lamb. Lamb, was that a penalty, or did you just not get 4 tires? Were you too close to the wall?
Okay, so I just talked to the boss, Sam Young.
Mm-hmm.
Next track is Bristol.
Bristol, so that's our short track element.
It will be 50 laps, and we'll have a 10-minute practice.
All right. Hit the white. Oh, you got an unsafe exit.
Oh my gosh.
That's brutal.
Don't give up, man. Never give up.
Absolutely, nobody's out of it yet. It's only one race. Anything can happen
Brian's
at Bristol.
a great road racer and a great short track driver. And who knows what will happen with. We had clean and green, but now we're at Bristol,
Yeah.
where people are mad and people are afraid. So, could have some fist fights after this one. Who knows?
Well, yeah, with a caution-free race at caution turned off race at Bristol, anything could possibly happen here. So we shall see. Just waiting on Sammy to get the server switched over here.
So each time this happens, they have to get out of the server. Everybody has to reconnect.
No, you can just sit there and wait for him to make the changes here at this screen.
Okay. So, make sure everybody's good. And
yeah. So, Bristol, should I... Lamb asks if we should go eat before Bristol. I mean... Ed Fowler says he gets sick at Bristol, so if you're like Ed, I don't recommend eating before Bristol.
yeah,
I have no problem with it. It's one of my favorite tracks.
Bucket,
My bucket.
Where's my bucket? I got to throw up.
So Milty, the time you won it, what were the tracks? Do you remember?
Heck no, man. I do not.
What did you have for lunch yesterday?
McDonald's, because with the quarantine and the little town swamp I'm working at, Mendota, California.
Sounds like Mendoza.
There's only like 2 places open to eat, and Taco Bell didn't have any sour cream, so me and my coworker, we pretty much every day we're eating at McDonald's. And, we did get the warning today from the city of Mendota that we had to wear masks inside on the job site. So that was...
yeah, that's how it is out here right now.
Yeah, it was interesting, but we're just trying to improvise, adapt, and overcome here like the Marines.
And that's all anybody can do right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right, we're hitting the track for practice here at Bristol,
Tennessee.
Doing the Bristol stomp, as DW would say.
Well, we're going to take a little pit stop here, sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers, and Visea.
And Killian's.
And Killian's. Visea Tile, If you're in California and you need tile done, come to our company and we'll get it done.
Oh, Tower tried 2 tires. Tower tried 2 tires at California, and yeah, predictably that did not work. I've made that work on 2X races where we were only taking 1 can on the last stop there, Jeff. But I would not try that on 4X, no. So, Bristol. Oh, by the way, Lorenzo was asking what sponsor Towers got in his car tonight, and he's got the 101 U.S. Army machine. So we follow him there. You can hear him get these cup cars. Whew, you can hear the extra horsepower breaking him a little bit loose off the corner. As we ride on board here. Let's switch around. It's like we're on board the McQueen machine, the number 95 of Will Farmer. No, I think you got a piece of wall there. Fortunately, aerodynamics don't matter too much here. You can smack against that a few times without... We're going to see more of that tonight, too, as a couple cars wrecked on the backstretch, but threading the needle. Lightning McQueen. You see our fastest time so far is a 16.102 from D-Rocket.
Well, this is the old school Bristol. The bottom line is your friend here.
Absolutely.
Look how close that wall is, looking at that in-car. And this is going to be crazy. This could upset everything. This thing's not written in stone. Since it's got P1 right now. But he gets a good finish here, then it starts to get harder for everybody else. So we have no idea. Looking at Jeff with 2 tires, yeah, he did make up 2 spots, and it depends where you're running and what that advantage could, especially with the multiplied. Normally, like when you watch us on Friday nights, they're running 2X.
Yeah, run 2x 40% races, so yeah, much longer runs. Ooh, 15 is loose there.
Wear is less, so these guys are bringing the rabbit out of the hat right here. Okay, here we go.
Battle just came like 7.
Qualifying time.
When you do that, you like your chances. So those top 3 guys couldn't qualify either, so that changes everything, and it will continue.
That's
to
true.
change.
Matkins.
To win this race is hard, and I know straight up from experience.
Yeah, Matkins. Obviously, DeRocket and Ken Hansen. They will have to forego qualifying for this, which is pretty big.
And
Yeah.
you know, you can try to position yourself. You know, I mean, the talk back in my day when I was driving was, well, do I want to be in that top 3 so that I blow the second or what? You know, I mean, you can't think that far ahead. You don't even know what's going to happen in the first race. You just got to go and then deal with it, and then get. That's okay. If you finish in the top 3, the first race. Then the second race, you're going to start in the back. You got to maximize that finish, get a good finish. Then the third race, you get to qualify again. Is it going to be a road race or the Super-Speedway? I just got a feeling, and I have no idea because I don't know. But I would say they're not going to finish this thing with a road race, I don't think. So I'm thinking the next race is going to be the road race.
Well,
And then
they're
going to finish it with the Super-Speedway. That's what I would do.
Well, we got 50 laps for this race. And at 4X, even Bristol, you're not going to make it the whole way, so there's definitely going to be pit stops here.
So then there's pitting at Bristol. Look at this banking here. Maybe we get some in-car real quick.
We're on.
Somebody trying to make a stop here and what it's like to climb off that banking. Got a small field here, so everybody's going to be pitting on the front stretch. Don't have to worry. Okay, we got an in-car here with Matt Watkins.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're pitting. When you pit under green here, unlike at real Bristol, everybody's got to use the full pit road. It means you come in off turn 1, they got to go all the way around, and it is excruciating.
I like the way you stuck your hand on your face right there while you were talking about it, because you know that feeling is like excruciating. Was the look?
Absolutely, it's and Jeff Gordon. I remember once lost a race here.
Watkins into the wall there. Matt's gonna practice his pit stop here. I know he is.
Jeff Gordon.
That's the back straight. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jeff Gordon did that under green once because in real NASCAR, when they split the pit road like this, you're only supposed to use the full pit road under caution, and in the race conditions, you can come in straight to your part of pit road. Well, he came in under green doing the caution style, and it cost him so much time. Probably cost him the race. But here in NASCAR 2003, we don't have that rule. Everybody's got to use the whole pit road every time.
Well, look at that in-car. Where the hell are you supposed to pit? You gotta know.
When you cross the start-finish line, like right here. In fact, here's a car coming in.
Here we go, right here. If Matt
Dave
practices
Ellens.
that.
Oops, Dave Allen's coming in.
Not this time, so he's probably going to do it. Let's see.
We're on board with Dave Ellens as he comes
there you
in.
go. Down 35 miles per hour.
There's this yellow line here. You can't cut that. I mean, the game will let you, but we'll bust you for it. It's tempting to cut that circle, get a little time shaved off.
The pit stalls are real close.
And I tell you, whoever's got that last pit stall, better make sure they check it out in final practice, because that comes up on you in a hurry.
Look at how long you have to run there. Hey, there was my old pit sign up there, the 0. Down in the pit stall.
Yeah, mine's out there too. Yeah, our pit boxes are there, even though we're not running.
We have former King of the Hill winner Dan Jones in here. What's up, Jen?
Awesome. This is a great venue. This is awesome, you guys doing this again.
Awesome. Thanks for...
You got a good finish the first one. You know how to win this before.
I almost lost.
Road racing is... you're going to, you're really good at all these disciplines, so good finish. Obviously not thinking about points right now, just thinking about a good finish.
I think 4th place was a good finish for you at your strength at the Speedway, because now you don't have to not qualify for this one, so you can get whatever advantage you can take here and carry that forward while Watkins and...
Actually, I get to qualify. The first top 3 that qualified last don't get to qualify. That's Senza and Watkins and Hansen.
Exactly. So you get to qualify here. Those guys don't.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Food for thought here, bro. We're going to have 2 races left, and I'm thinking they're going to put the road race before the Super-Speedway.
Yes, Watkins Glen, I believe.
All right.
All right. So we got some inside info.
So would you rather have it be Watkins Glen or Sonoma?
Watkins Glen.
I thought so. You got room to operate there.
Do you want to be able to qualify for that race, or can you even think that far ahead? You just got to think about this race right now.
I think you got to sandbag this one a little bit so you don't qualify in the top 3.
Okay. Well,
so basically,
with your 4th place finish, if you can get a top 5
whoa,
here,
18 of Shane Pittman sideways.
Then you try to win that race, then you're in position for the crapshoot, which would be either Daytona or Talladega.
Yes, and I think, I'll try my best to get it around here, but there's some fast guys here again, but I'm not going to... just making it to the end at Bristol, that's a big bonus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, keeping that car in one piece, getting the points you can. I think Matkins is practicing clutching.
Oh, there's a race that's going to be about mileage, so...
You think you can go without stopping here, bro?
How many laps? 50 laps here?
50 laps. 100 is pushing it at 2x.
We're at
Matt
3x.
Watkins misses nothing.
Or
Here
3x.
He goes down pit road the wrong way, and I guess he missed that,
Back in a bit.
All right, goodbye.
All right, bud. Oh, man.
Wow.
Fantastic. So much. And we got the boss here.
Sammy.
Sam Young. What's up, Sam? You got a copy?
Yes, I do. We got a copy, guys.
Hey there, Sam.
And for
Hey, guys. Great podcast. We're having a lot of fun with this, and that there's some strategy going on. And I heard you guys talking about it, and it's 50 laps, 4x, and you can clutch and save.
I thought so. I saw Matkins practicing it. That's when I got because I know at 2x you can go 100 laps.
Like that. I never thought about that when I
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you go 2x, you can do 100.
It was like 3 or 4x back then. It's just the competition and the evolution of the league. It's gotten way more technical. This is beyond. I need a spotter for this,
Yeah, that's what I'm jealous of with those guys doing the iRacing thing, the Invitational on TV. I'm like, man, they get real live spotters.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as they don't say anything to them. Yeah.
Spotting for them.
We do have We have teammates that do that for us here. When they're knocked out, they can help with spotting, and they
absolutely
like to do that.
Come on,
Dan
come
Jones.
on, somebody come up.
Dan Jones, you're live.
Yes.
Okay, you're in the third.
Qualifying now.
Okay,
Yes.
Watkins Glen at 4x also, and then we're going to do Daytona BR
There you
at
go.
3x at 3x. So guys, thanks for the broadcast. It's confusing, but you guys will talk about it.
It's fun.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be the toughest race we can possibly put together for these guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Sam.
You too, bro.
So there we have it, straight from the boss.
What did he
It's
say?
gonna-
You missed it.
It's going to be Watkins Glen next, and then Daytona BR.
Awesome.
Okay, so
got a
the
top
mystery
three here.
is over.
Yeah, you're starting in the top
Yeah,
three.
come on,
Uh,
you're my pick, bro.
I hit the wall in the second lap. Too. I
You
don't know how
are
I
my
got that.
pick.
That doesn't matter at Bristol, man.
I see that. That's my fastest lap here ever.
Well, that's a good spot to start from. Jim Christopherson, he is really fast here. No surprise to see him up front, and he's probably just going to try and set sail and check out. He's got a lot to make up after getting caught up in that early spin there at California.
Good guy to follow then. And him and
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, he's one of the. We got several real hot shoes coming back to us for next season. This whole quarantine deal has brought him out of the woodwork. We got Danny Falcon. I thought I saw him practicing, but I guess he's
Absolutely.
not running.
He's
I
gonna
know.
do some iRacing too with our team, so he's all on board sim racing again. Danny Falcon, he was Mr. Highline in NASCAR 2003, champion and a great friend, and so cool to see him back sim racing at FSB Racing again.
Looks like we got that qualifying finalized. And you'll see, Jim Christopherson there. Oh, he's got the full last name fitting in this time. Used to be Jim Christopher. The son didn't fit.
Well, that's when you got a longer
You got
name
limitations.
like that, you know.
Ryan Johnson, Dan Jones, Rick Castle, keeping up the good run there.
And you got to excel at what you're the best at in this 4-race discipline, and he's done the first step here. Now he's got to finish the deal here. Then he becomes a factor still.
So, moving on along here. Dave Jandry, P5, Will Farmer, Dave Ellens, Alex Jarvie, Jim Margison, and Brian Lamb rounding out your top 10 qualifiers there. Brad Otto, Jeff Havoc, Joe Sherham, Keith Cordier, and Shane Pittman. And taking the shotgun starts here. Mark DeSenza, Ken Hansen, and Matt Watkins dead last. They got some work cut out for them. And as we predicted, we got people practicing those pit stops.
Well,
It's gonna be real important.
Are you going to clutch? You know, clutching around here is like when we talk. Excuse me.
Don't die.
When we talk about clutching, what we're talking about is letting the clutch out and rolling through the corners and saving fuel.
Yeah, we don't have an ignition switch in this game, but when you press the clutch all the way, it automatically kills the engine. That's the little trade-off they had here.
Racers here that know how to get this done, and that guy in the 15, Matt Watkins, is the best at it.
If anybody can make it all the way, it's going to be him.
And we saw him, as you noted, practicing that.
Now, was that
That's
practicing to see if he was going to do it, or practicing to see how much time it would cost him,
Well, he's
and
not gonna
factor
tell.
in? Yeah, well, he's not going to tell us.
I could go
But
down there and bug him, but he's not going to tell me. You know?
he ain't going to tell you, Scott. Let's listen. Let's listen. See, he's practicing it some more. I think he's. I think
this might be the gas one.
I think knowing that he knows that he has to start shotgun.
Really putting some time into that.
It wouldn't be Watkins Glen. This is Sam's tip at the beginning of this event. He said one of these races is a gas saver.
Well, that's this one.
It
Yeah,
has to be, right?
yeah. And Matt,
Well,
knowing
it could be Daytona BR too.
Matt knowing that he's starting shotgun on the
Right.
field.
Because you always got to think about
Right.
saving gas on a super
On
speedway.
that.
Makes
Yeah.
sense for him to try and go the distance here, though.
right? Because he's at the
Well,
back.
Exactly.
He's got that brain and the experience racing multiple leagues, winning multiple championships. Matt Watkins does not show up if he's not prepared. And
Says projected laps 47. So by the time it goes green, that'll probably go down to what, 44?
okay, so yeah, exactly. So to save 6 laps, that's a huge
That's impossible.
undertaking. I don't think you can do it.
Well, don't forget, 6 laps here is 3 at a speedway.
And you're not going to get any cautions, so you can't, you can't assume that you can make some time under caution. So it's pretty blunt math right here. And we know the game gives you suggested laps, and like Dan was saying, as a pro, I don't think you can make it.
I think you can.
Agree.
I think the math works out. Remember, this is a half-mile track. This isn't a 1.5 mile. This isn't a 2 mile.
If you're 6 laps to the bad, you can't make 6 laps up clutching.
Can you make up 2 laps?
Yeah, you can.
Well, guess what? This is like 2 laps anywhere else.
So you also know that the game also
at 4x on a half-mile track. That's like making up 2 laps at another track.
Okay, so
2.5, maybe 3.
He's in the same frame of mind as you.
I think Matkins has nothing to lose trying to do it.
Why?
The worst case scenario, he has to give up on it and just take a splash and go.
He needs to, when he pits, he
Right.
needs to make sure he's pitting in the same. He's pitting in the wrong area there. So, but I think he's just farting around.
Yeah, I think he knows where to pit. He's just messing around there. He knows where pit road is. If there's one thing Matt Watkins knows, it's where pit road is.
Here we go. Here we go.
We're on the field there. The United Airlines number 40 on the pole. Buffalo Wild Wings number 59. Ryan Johnson outside pole. 007, Mr. Canadian Bond waiting to join in there. He'll be P3. And the Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. Rick Castle rounding out your top 4 qualifiers.
What I do remember about when I won this thing was that I did qualify well in most of the events, and that makes a huge difference.
I think if you finish 4th in all of them, you might be in good shape. Just staying out of trouble, you know?
Start your engines.
There we go.
Here we go.
Somebody's going to be pissed after this race. That's all I can say. Because it's Bristol.
I think the super speedways sometimes bring out more temper than short tracks in this game.
Alex Jarvie had a good run early at California. Still has a really good qualifying spot. Another guy to look at is Rick Castle in the top 5. Get another top 5 in this bad boy, it changes things for him.
We are green, and 18 of Shane Pittman dropped low on the start and let everybody go. I don't know what happened there.
So is Christopherson thinking the same way as Matt Watkins?
I
Oh,
don't-
he gets sideways.
Wow.
He wasn't thinking that.
He definitely did not want to see that.
On the
As
tires with that 800 horsepower. This is not your Friday night Aero 88 car. This thing has some serious power.
yeah, these aren't truck
100
physics.
horsepower.
Ryan Johnson's gonna surrender the lead to the 124 Rick. Oh no!
this
Big
thing-
wreck up
that
at front.
If he gets sideways and he gets green, nowhere for anybody to go there, and there was contact and they move on. But horrible for the 007. Gets sideways and nowhere for it. And the 40 gets sideways.
You see it on the left here.
95, Will Farmer coming up, taking a look, being patient. The young fella he's got a chance here.
Well, Will got a piece of that too.
Finish. Great job, and the pass is executed.
25 Keith
Ryan
Cordier.
Johnson, where did he come from? Got a decent finish last race, and now he's P2 here. He wants to execute here and stamp his claim on this King of the Hill.
Well, he's already got the Quarantine Cup wrapped up, that special season.
How about that, Rick Castle in the lead? Come on, Rick. You cannot find a nicer gentleman. Of course, this whole league is pro racers and gentlemen, but this guy is just, I don't know, I've been watching him, and everything he says is the right thing, and he just loves to be here, and he's had a lot of bad luck, never complains, and always accepts things when it's his fault, and which hasn't been very much, and he's at P1 right here in that Jack Daniels car. Come on. Come on. A long way to go here. 10 of 50.
And he's off to
Obviously,
quite a lead over Ryan
he's
Johnson.
a Southern boy, and I love listening to him talk. It's kind of like mesmerizing with that nice Southern drawl there. And he's getting it done. And we haven't really seen, Friday nights, they don't, we've seen, I've seen them. You guys see them during the week. I see them on Friday nights, and we don't run short tracks on Friday night, and he is clicking it. Come on, son.
I think Ryan Johnson has backed off, seeing the big gap they got thanks to that wreck. In fact, Jim Christopherson's still only 2 seconds back. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, Ryan Johnson's just going to save a little and let Rick Castle keep this this big lead.
Oh, Mr. Christopherson might be, thinking about that fuel saving.
No, Milt, he was caught up in the big wreck.
Hi, Sean.
Hey!
Hey, I just want to let you know I put the post for the schedule link and TeamSpeak, FSBRacing.com.
Sweet.
And the pass there with Christopherson in the 59. Here comes the 95 underneath him. Here comes the 89. Alex Jarvie is showing some muscle this time in that Exalta car. Could be some Hendrick sponsorship here. A little bit of warping I see from him. But he's strong and coming towards the front.
A little bit of warping out of the 89.
Your winner last week, last race, the 3, he's good everywhere, and he is sitting at P6 here, sitting on a sack of seeds right now. Falling to 59, which this is a good guy to follow. Where did he come from? Ryan Johnson. But he's working him right now. Oh, the 89 gets, Jarvie gets sideways like a snake on a rope. It's a good battle here for 3, 4, and 5. They're going at it. And action up front, too. This is Bristol, baby. It's Bristol, baby. Oh, almost contact with the 3 and the 59 there. 3 is in the capper seat here. I won last race. I'm going to save my tires, and he is mowing cars down. Lap car of Joe Sherm on the outside. Alex Jarvie, P4. At least from my screen, he's warping a little bit. That could be disconcerting for the fellow competitors here.
Yes, it is.
The 95 up in the P3, Will Farmer. How about that young fella with the Rusty's car? Well, what great paint jobs we're seeing out here.
Jim Christopherson, after being caught up in that wreck, is reeling in the leader.
Beautiful car. Multiple paint jobs there. Take a look at that thing. That's a beautiful piece right there.
Who's that? The McQueen machine?
McQueen. You know, obviously privileged to meet Steve McQueen when I was a young man, a friend of my dad's, co-worker, co-racer, and me and his son Chad are not tight, but we've ran into each other at a couple races. You know, Chad was obviously in Karate Kid. He was a blonde guy that was pretty crazy. Can't remember what his name was in that movie, but
Wait, he was the bad guy?
yeah, he was the bad guy.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and my daughter Jessica, the model, we got to hang out with him for a little bit. Helped him down the stairs. He got in a bad wreck. He's a racer. Was a racer. Got in a sports car race crash in SCCA and was in a coma for like 6 weeks. But I wouldn't say he's a good friend, but we're friends, you know. So
We got a car on pit road already. Actually, we're more than halfway through. That's how fast races go at Bristol.
Christopherson here is managing this race and back up to P2. I think he's got a plan. We got cars on pit road.
You got the 51 of Dave Jandry pulling off pit road right now. So is Brian Lamb.
What's Rick Castle going to do here? This is new territory a little bit for him, at least on Friday night. But that car is solid. Last lap, 16.5. Best lap, 16.2. That's solid tire saving. He is on rails here. He's over the halfway point on fuel. I think in the lead, like the way he's running with these lap times, there's no way he can save fuel. So he's going to have to box here. Keeping your eye on the leader, Jack Daniels. That's some good stuff right there. But
Brian Lamb.
Pretty lame. How about that Brian Lamb there?
Just came out of the pits, and here comes 124, hitting pit road now.
124. Down pit road.
Christopherson following.
Extreme off camber, down the pit road. Beautiful. And the 40 gains some time on him here. But this is good execution. Hey, there's my buddy George, my co-worker, watching.
Hey, George.
Hey, what's up, George?
I think this should cycle the lead to Mark DeSenza. You see 007 Dan Jones has pitted and gone away here. I guess he probably had to after being caught up in that wreck there.
Down pit road, into his box, the 124, Rick Castle. He's going to get 4 tires. The Jack Daniel crew, 2 tires on the right side, now 4 tires. Execution here, 35-mile-an-hour pit road speed limit here. Right up to 32, almost coming off. And him and the 40 are side by side. They're still side by side. They come on.
Oh, he had to back off.
Wow. Woo! And they got traffic coming on there. Pro Sim Racing and FSB Racing. Great execution by Rick Castle. Exactly what he needed. And we know he's got the speed.
Now the question is, are these guys out front? Are they going to try and run the whole way? We're coming up on 10 to go here.
mean, in my mind, like we talked, oh boy, he gets sideways there. Tennessee
By the way,
Honey got a little bit. He got a little sideways on the Tennessee Honey.
your
Look,
leaders
in my mind,
are.
I'm thinking, if you're gonna do this, you should break it in half. You're gonna spit.
Unless they're
But
just
he
going to
didn't.
splash and go. I think some people might be running
But
on
he
the
got
splash.
yeah, exactly.
Some people are
He
probably
got-
running the gas and go. Some people are running the split, and I think Matt Watkins is going for it, and he's all the way up to fourth.
There's that guy in the 15, Matt Watkins. When I won the Indy 500, I swore I wasn't going to wreck him, and I wrecked him. He should have told me to, climb a tree, but he didn't. And I was so glad he won the race the next year. Serious warping from the 89 there of Alex.
I got someone around on the front stretch.
We got a car around.
That's the 192 of Joe Sharam.
Also, the 3 who won the last race, Mark DeCenza from New York, is definitely. Oh, and he gets contact.
Oh, 192. That was 192 trying to get going again.
That was just a breeze there.
He's okay. He should be okay. I'm sure Joe feels pretty silly now. That's
Well,
okay.
it's-
Bristol's
it's
Bristol's
Bristol,
tough.
man.
Yeah.
It's like putting your hand into a blender and turning the switch on. I mean, you don't know if you're coming or going,
And Rusty Wallace, one of the best drivers to ever turn a lap here at Bristol, called it flying a jet fighter in a gymnasium.
Absolutely, and he really knew.
Yeah, they used to say Rusty Wallace was so good at the short tracks because he had 3 legs on the pedals.
Mark DeCenza is in a really good spot here.
Yes, he
He's got to
is.
finish the deal. Does he have enough gas? Does the 89 have enough gas? These guys have not stopped.
And here comes Rick Castle trying to get one of his laps back.
Whoa, boy, he
Woo!
gets sideways there. He's got to go. He's got 4 freshies and fuel.
Now we're coming up on 2 to go here.
That's definitely was not the strategy. He's still spinning the tires. 89's not going to give it up. Here comes Christopherson down low. This is exactly what he wanted. Look at this pro racing here. These guys are hanging it out sideways at Bristol.
Wow! I was just for getting
boy.
1 lap back
He's
and he
got
dives
way
under the
better
leader.
tires than these guys.
White flag in the air. Ryan Johnson hanging on. Half a second lead over his teammate. Mark DeCenza's.
Stopped on the start-finish line there.
And, yep. Checker flag in the air. Ryan Johnson is your winner. Mark DeCenza. Alex Jarvie.
Okay.
I guess that one tank will make it, eh?
Wow.
1 tank will make it.
My God.
I told you the math checked out.
I know, but
Well,
there's nothing
that's
you
why
can do
you're
when you're at
smart,
the front.
brother, man.
Yep.
Hey, there's Jordan McGregor.
Jordan.
What's up, Jordan?
Hey, how's the new baby? For those who don't know, Jordan McGregor, our Winston Cup champion, our Pro Cup champion. Was it Pro Cup and Winston Cup? I think that was what it was. Anyway, 2-time champion last season. He just had his first baby, him and his wife Amanda. So he's doing the daddy thing instead of racing with us tonight.
Oh, shit, man. I was confused there a little bit. Let's get this running order up here.
Yeah.
So this
I
is
was
really-
watching cars lap down.
Yeah. I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, you told me. I should have done it, but then you got to go to the back, and I tried to do that too, but didn't work out so well.
So,
Dude, now it's time for you to win, Watkins, man. You're my pick, bro. Don't let me down.
I'm starting
right.
at the back,
No
bro.
pressure.
all right, real quickly, let's get through the order here. Ryan Johnson, Mark DeCenza, Alex Jarvie. That's your top 3. They can't qualify in the next round. Matt Watkins, with that strategy, comes up to 4th. He is sitting in the catbird seat.
Absolutely,
for the
'cause
next
he's had
race.
Q,
He
yeah.
can qualify, and he's got to be second in points now. And Ken Hansen, 5th, backs up his strong run at Michigan. Pops Margison, first car lap down in 6th. Shane Pittman, man, strong rookie run at Bristol there for Mr. Pittman at
Great
18
job,
car.
Shane.
1 lap down.
Just
Rick
about
Castle.
mentioned him.
Rick Castle, first car, 2 laps down. The first of the cars that pitted. Comes in 8th after leading almost the entire race. You can see 32 laps.
Oh, man.
32 laps led there.
Still, though, man, I mean, he got this car and his sponsors up there up front.
Absolutely. They knew
great
he was
job.
here. Jim Christopherson puts the 40 car in 9th, and Dave Ellens rounds out your top 10. Christopherson, nice bounce back from that early wreck on the front stretch. He was even challenging for the lead for a little bit there. Meanwhile, Sammy's been keeping the points up here. And let's see, is he updated it yet?
Well, you know, you guys were talking about Jordan there, and there's nothing that we can do in this life than bring another life into this
Wait, that's
world.
the Triple Crown.
And you know, that's when you're a winner. Be a father, mother, dad, and he'll get back to racing and
Absolutely.
ass.
Let's try this again. See, that's not working the way Sam thought it would.
I remember my little
There it is.
model daughter was a little tiny baby and slept. I used to watch Formula One races at 4 in the morning with her laying on my chest, trying to keep the sound down, you know.
All right, so Mark DeSenza has your lead after the first round. Trying to see if Sammy's got the points updated here. Sorry, it's not. Here, let me see if I can zoom that in.
Yeah,
That's better. So that's what it looked like after the first round. And I'm just waiting on Sammy here to get it in there. Nope, nothing yet. So next round should be the road course at Watkins Glen, I do believe. And that's going to be, again, your non-qualifiers will be Ryan Johnson, Mark DeSenza, and who was third in that one? Oh, we already cleared it. I haven't quite got the new track up yet. Bear with me, folks. We're kind of flying blind here. I lost my YouTube window. There's my YouTube window. Okay. All right, great to hear, Jordan. I'm still waiting on that points update. I'm still not in there.
Okay, so do we have a points?
We're
deal
working
here?
on it.
Okay, 10-4. Well,
I keep
folks,
refreshing.
as they're working on this, trying to get the points for the first 2 races here. We got 2 more races to go here. Watkins Glen and Daytona BR, which is a Brian Ring track.
Right, multi-groove.
Multi-groove.
I gotta
if
assume.
I'm in the hunt here. Here we go. Looks like the Cinda's up ahead here of Ken Hansen, the beer can.
That's from the first race.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm saying. They're not updated yet. Yeah, so he's. I gotta figure though he's still in the lead though. He won the first race and he
had a great finish there.
Yep.
And DeSenza could roll on Watkins Glen, but now we're coming to Watkins Glen, baby. I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up there. Actually, I grew up at
Riverside.
Riverside, and Willow
Laguna.
Springs, in California, and
How about Laguna Seca?
and Laguna. My dad did win there in '74 in IMSA, but I did have the privilege of going there when I was 11 years old to Watkins Glen, and a lot of memories there. Didn't work out well for us there that day, but Watkins Glen. Hey, this is going to be the NASCAR track. It's not going to be the road racing track with the boot. We got some Melt Minter there.
Yeah, there's the
my
man
right there, right on.
And I tell you look a lot like him too.
Yeah, gets more though. There he is. Oh man, with his crew cut. That's when he was early in Trans Am, 67, 60. There he is with the 917.
Yeah, I like that Vasek Pollock, the 00 car there.
That car was unbelievable. Tell you some stories.
Those things are basically the whole body is a wing.
It's about these guys, but yeah, my dad was awesome dude, man.
Those Can-Am cars, whoo boy, those Can-Am cars fast.
Oh man, you're talking 1,300 horsepower. That car right there probably only had about 800. only 800. But with the twin turbo, it was. The Penske cars had they dynoed those cars at 1,500 in Zuffenhausen in Germany.
Well, the thing is too, they were with that whole body being basically a wing. They were producing about as much downforce. They were creating as much downforce as an airplane was making lift.
Well, like George, he's watching right now. We were looking at pictures, talking about, and we're also talking about like movies like Rush, the movie Rush, where he talks about, it's a literal bomb, surrounded by, those cars were like that,
Points are up, Sean.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I just refreshed and saw it. We got Mark, as predicted, Mark DeRocket Descenza is 39 points up. One thing I forgot to mention is that lead lap. Not only is there no points for winning, no extra points for that, no points for leading laps.
There's that Matt Watkins in P2.
So it's only a 4-point lead over both Matt Watkins and Ken Hansen. Ryan Johnson still very much. All these top five, they're all within striking distance here, just all within 10 points. So Mark Descenza still got to be feeling good about where he's sitting there.
Okay, let's get a little in-car here with one of these guys.
Yeah, let's get on the track.
We can talk about Watkins Glen. We'll go through. You pick a guy. We got Mark Descenza coming out of the pit road here. Let's go in car with Mark Descenza.
Oh, I crashed.
Okay, he's pulling over here, and this is turn 2 and turn 3 here, going up the hill. You can go flat out through here. You got 850 horsepower with these cars here. Straight down the back straight here.
Hold on.
I was letting some cars here by here. Okay.
I crashed on both.
All right. Well, I'll do a little talk anyway. As you go through the bus stop here, and then into turn 5 here, sweeping right-hander, come up the hill. You can use a lot of the track there. Letting his tires warm up. Into turn 8, turn 9. And back onto the front straight. Hard acceleration down the front straight. And downhill braking hard into turn 1. You can use the curb or go over the curb, but you're better off using the curb.
All right, we are on board with Matt Watkins now as he heads into the bus stop.
Okay, Matt Watkins. There we go. Okay, switch to Matt. Okay.
Coming out the carousel, car gets light.
To the carousel.
Carousel's my favorite part. Bus stop and carousel, my favorite part of this track.
Turn 8 is this left-hander there. You got hard braking, roll out to the side, brake in the straight line, get down to the bottom, and get a good exit out of turn 9 here. Hard down the straightaway. Now you got down all the way in the second gear here. I think I was first gear, actually.
A lot of the setups we have made for Watkins gun, you want to be first gear.
Through the S's here. 3,500 pound cars here. Down the back straight, you're looking for the 400 marker on the left. 3, 2. At the 4.
Whoa, wiggly.
Whoa.
Hey, loops it.
He spins it out there.
Loops it in
He
the...
missed the 400 right there. At the 400, that's where you want to hit the brakes there.
That's right, on board with Lamb here in that Penske machine.
Okay.
Lamb, a fantastic road course racer.
Southern California. He's coming up through the S's. And he hits the curb right there.
He might save it. No, he's dead in the S's. And it's a pinball machine.
Come on, guys.
Bumper bowling.
But, you know...
Hey, Christopherson coming out of the carousel now.
Okay, Christopherson. The 40 car. Turn 8 here. Whoa!
We are the kiss of death, Milty. We're not even picking people.
This track is no joke. In the turn 9 here. Right up to the wall. Third gear, brake hard, and roll through the center. Bring it right out there, very nice. That second gear is still like breathing the gas, breathe it. And they're hitting the curb.
Yeah,
right
they're having some big trouble with the S's here.
This is typical when you practice this track. Same thing happens to me. Once you get in the race, you back it down. You're always looking for something there through the... Oh, man, he's abusing those curves in the bus stop.
Yeah, when the cars are free... When the cars are free, the walls don't hurt if you really push it and find those limits in practice.
Get a great exit out here. Down the back, short chute. The turn 8. Might want to be a little bit lower there, but you want to get all the way to the outside here, break it the straight line, let the car roll, and then ease on the accelerator. That was very nice.
You want to check out my dad's race car? Check my Avatar out.
Break at the 400
all right.
again.
This one would have beat yours.
Christopherson's got some skills here.
My dad's car will be
There
your
you go
dad's
in the
car.
lower gear here and ease through these S's. That's more like it. That's the way you got to do it. Power. You want that great exit coming off there. That gives you the most speed down the back straightaway into the bus stop here. 400, down 2 gears. Then breeze the car, let it roll, blip the gas. Let off the gas and let the car help to turn the car as he comes up on a slower car here.
Nice.
Joe share them side by side.
That a modified there, Dan?
Yeah.
That's a good lap there with traffic from Joe.
Used to practice.
Now, pit road here is another story. 35 miles an hour.
Nope, 55.
And it goes downhill. So you have to make
55.
sure that you don't speed. There's no rev limiter here. You got to do it with your gas pedal. Car on the outside. He's clear. Oh, look at the 850 horsepower. Just through the S's there. He started to spin the tires, even in low gear right there. That's crazy shit right there.
Yeah.
All
See
right,
the spot
George,
to Mackins. Oh,
George
through the
gonna
grass.
Play some, he's going to be streaming some NBA 2K.
All right. Good luck with that, George.
He's a badass, man. I'm telling you. And he wants to get into sim racing too. But I was watching this stream on Twitch last night, and he was definitely lighting dudes up. And that shit is hard, you know. Definitely is.
Wow, look at that. Mark descends a 114.4, half a second almost.
Good
faster.
luck, George. Go get him. Wow, the 15, just these guys are trying to grab their ass with two hands right now. This is going to be crazy. You know, look, this is practice, so they're pushing the limits. These are pros. They will rein it in, you know, for their benefit. Let's hope so. Dan Jones, you know, winner of the King of the Hill before. And this is the race you need to make some moves here.
No, my prediction already. Mark Descens is on fire tonight, and
well, he's a great road racer. He's a humble. He's like I suck, you know, and he's full of you know what. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
On, you know,
he is on one. Yeah.
But I've seen him come in here and get wiped out, and then
when he gets pulled, look, a 114.4. I know these times I haven't run in a long time, but those 14s, all three of them guys that's some sick friggin' I almost said something else there.
Well, don't forget he also can't qualify.
I'm excited right
he can't qualify being a top 3 finisher last race, but Dan can. So good luck with that, Dan.
No, I can't.
Oh,
I top 3 qualified, right?
No, finish.
Oh, finish only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, misunderstood. Going.
All right.
Do it, dude. Crush them. Those practice times are seriously fast, dude. These are the fastest cars that we have in this sim. So, but 14s are serious lap times, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the fastest would be the GTP cars.
Well, yeah.
Those would be crazy.
I think I could run a 14 in the boot with the GTP car.
I remember when they added the bus stop for NASCAR. Didn't the GTP cars go faster with the boot added, or the bus stop added? Something crazy like that. It made them faster through the carousel.
My memories are as a kid driving around and watching where Francois Savard was killed there, and that's why one of the reasons why they made the bus stop.
Well, it was McDuffie, JD McDuffie,
and JD McDuffie too. But for sports cars.
It was about 1990.
Formula One was 73. That's where Francois Savard was killed.
Yeah, it was about 1990 when McDuffie had his 1991. Basically, a hub broke going in there under heavy braking because it used to be just long straightaway into the carousel.
It was just Armco and grass and Armco. No way you could stop.
Yeah, there's no slowing down on that. You'd be almost accelerating into it, and I believe there was actually a cockpit intrusion on that. One of the poles or a light or something went in there.
Well, you know, Francois Savard, God rest him, and my dad, I mean, he cried, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
But it
I
was
can see
worse
that.
than that. His head was cut off. So
Yeah, that's why they
it was not
stopped using that
good.
Armco like that, or at least
He
the
went
single
under.
Armcos.
That's when Jackie Stewart pretty much was done with Formula One.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
He has remained a very strong advocate for safety in racing, and
Well, and that's the thing, was that unfortunately it had to have, stuff like that and stuff like it in Indy, but it became, that's, and along with more exposure to racing, it brought, before that, drivers were expendable. Excuse me. In my dad's day, they were expendable. I mean,
that's a scary thought right there.
yeah, it was,
And not paid.
And as a kid, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my dad didn't make shit, and he's a legendary race car driver. Now, guys, but then again, he wasn't a great businessman like Mario Andretti, and
Just wanted to race.
And AJ Foyt and all those guys.
And
Yeah.
any car that they would throw at him, he would drive it,
But it's funny. Even track owners, they got a YouTube video on those. They wouldn't. They deke out before paying anybody.
Exactly. I mean,
That's one of the reasons NASCAR was formed.
Yep.
I remember my dad not getting paid or getting paid, I mean, he ran like the 79 24 hours Le Mans and got paid like $2,000, Of course, they didn't finish, but
They still get paid for that then?
yeah, well, he raced for Ted Field, who was Interscope
Records?
Interscope Records. So, yeah, he got paid.
Well, qualifying.
Dude flew in, in a helicopter.
Qualifying is official now. Pops Margison puts the 99 Scotch Blue Ford on the pole.
Now, that does not surprise
Look
me
at
at
that.
all. The
That's
former,
gonna be hard to catch him.
dude. The venerable one, the oldest guy in the league, the Trans Am champ, and the former Winston Cup champ, and a fantastic road racer. The old man that's brought it out of the box here and made a statement. How about that? Come on, Pops.
Yeah. Jim Christopherson with the number 40 car. Another strong qualifying run there. P2. Matt Watkins, he finished 4th last race. Not in the top 3, so he got to qualify this time. Starts at 3rd, and he's got to like that spot with Mark DeSenza having to start all the way in 19th. So Dave Ellens in the 115.
Up there showing me something.
Dan Jones, our own Dan Jones, in-race reporter, starts at P5. Good job there, Dan. Will Farmer in the 95 McQueen Machine. 09 Brian Lamb. Brad Otto, also a fine road racer, in the 31 car 8th. Oh, Christopherson reaches a little too far there and loses it.
40, look, you got to get a hold of your emotions on this track. Because this track is a friggin' tire grinder on 2X. So it's going to be, with these parameters, you got to really be smooth here.
Where are our laps here? 14 laps.
At 2X, you can do probably 14 laps. So you're going to have to split this in half at best. So I'm thinking 7 laps, you got a box, you got a pit.
So rounding out here,
You cannot lock them up once, or you're toast. You're bagels, man.
Yeah, especially the big danger zone for locking them up is that turn 1. Coming downhill, full speed, heavy braking, it's just begging to have that right front, or left front, really. Either front tire locked up, braking for that corner. But rounding out our field here, Keith Cordier, the 25 is 9th, Ken Hansen. Ken Hansen in 10th, Rick Castle 11th. Jeff Habbock 12th, with Kim Wright checking in from home now. And Joe Sharam. Then your provisional starters, due to their finishing position, Ryan Johnson, Mark DeSenza, Alex Jarvie, Shane Pittman, and Dave Jandria, they all chose not to qualify. I think the top three were Johnson, Jarvie, and DeSenza last race. So I'm not sure why those other two didn't turn a lap. Maybe they crashed in qualifying, because that does happen on occasion. Especially at these road courses, and then you're just toast.
I think if I could get it here in the 40s, Jim Christopherson's here right now, I'm really seeing him aggressive in practice. You know, obviously I don't know him, but I would be saying, man, you got a real chance here to move yourself up here. You gotta be smooth and patient. There's gonna be chaos here. You gotta finish, you know, wrong. You can't have any offs. You can't destroy your tires. You cannot lock up the brakes once here, or that screws up your whole one-stop strategy, because they will deteriorate. You lock these tires up, you're going to go into the Armco. Pops, you know, I've raced against him for years here. He's on pole, and this is a great chance for him to just get a win, let alone, you know.
Oh, did you see Matt Watkins sliding through the grass?
Forget about the King of the Hill thing, but he could still do it. He's done it. He's done GTP. He's done it all. He's got what it takes to win this race.
Here's a fun game. How many lights do you think I'm working here?
Well, you're all over it, bro. I mean, just the stuff we were talking about to get the webcam going, it was like starting to boggle my mind. I definitely need to clean my room up. So,
unfortunately, they're
work on that this weekend.
They're LEDs, Dan, so they're not that hot.
That's good.
They can build up if I leave them on. Like I kill one of them, actually 3 of them, when I go off camera here.
I do have my stepdaughter's son working on getting me this. In fact, he got me a webcam. He was actually in the movie Dodgeball. If you remember the.
Oh yeah.
You remember when they got the uniform screwed up?
Yep.
And he was the skinhead dude. That's my stepdaughter's boyfriend.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, the blonde dude. So he's like, "Oh, okay, man. I know what you're doing, man. We'll get you a blue screen behind you." And I'm like, "Okay, well, first I need to clean my room up."
Yeah. Well, the green screen's
or green screen.
That's the toughest part of it. Well, mine actually can do blue too, but it's 2-sided. It has a green and a blue side. But that's the toughest part, really, is getting that lit, and that's where 3 of the lights that I have on at a time are pointed. And there's 2 on me.
The main thing is he's a good dude and takes care of my stepdaughter and treats her great. So that's, to me, that's the most important thing. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
You guys got Fargo seasons 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix yet? I think I told you this, Sean, already.
Yeah, you have told me before. I need to do that, actually.
Yeah, seasons 2 and 3. Carrie, my wife's twin brothers, are the Kitchen Brothers.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a small world, folks.
All right, and we are on the grid on the front stretch here, ready to take it off for round 3 of this King of the Hill. One more to go after this. Daytona to
deciding factor, because this is going to be a crapshoot here, really.
Yeah, for a lot of guys. Anyway, the answer to the trivia question, that is 5 lights in total it takes to get that thing looking like that.
Wow, yeah.
The toughest part is lighting the green screen, though, getting that lit just right so it doesn't blow out, and so that it doesn't get all pixely because it's got shadows in it or something. And it has to be lit at a different color temperature than me.
Well, this is Watkins Glen, and the most devastating corner Maybe in all racing is turn one.
Ask Jimmy Johnson.
Absolutely.
Man, how crazy is that? That was 2000. That was that horrible year where we lost 3 drivers in NASCAR. Yeah, one in each of the major series. And Jimmy Johnson had that brake failure before anybody knew who he was. And just think about that. We almost never knew.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
How scary was that? We would be just like, oh, Jimmy Johnson. That was that guy who had that wreck at Watkins Glen, right? Oh, that was a shame that we never got to know what could have been, right? So, thank goodness for those big old piles of tires there.
Well, I remember watching my dad running around here and just being, it was supposed to be exciting, but when you know somebody and they're racing around this track, you're scared to death,
Full pace lap here today.
Yep.
And that's going to use fuel here. So you're looking at 7 as your magic marker here.
Yeah, it says 10, so yeah, it'll probably just be on the edge. I think this is the one you need to save too.
But you also need to pit, in my experience, especially if you're in the front, you need to pit right at the halfway part. We haven't seen that for tires.
This is definitely a split it race.
Because your average lap time just goes down too much. You don't make time once everybody else pits, and you do not. You suffer. Got a box in that. But at the same time, you have to make sure you have because pit road here, okay, we'll watch these guys go around here, and we'll explain pit road in this unique, wonderful track as they're going through the bus stop here.
They're going to be matting the gas right as they come to pit road on this formation lap.
Okay, so we'll accelerate that. Pit road, you have to stay down low and stay under the white line and get into pit road 35 miles an hour.
Blind entry.
At entry, you come over the hump, and then this thing goes downhill, just like the front stretch does. You have to stay at that 35 miles per hour, or you get busted.
Hey, Mel, your TV's TV's a little loud.
Shit, I can't get to it. Actually, I can. Hold on.
Alright, the Dodge Charger pace car leads them through the last couple sets of corners here. And we're going to take this thing green. And this is one thing that's not different, and we always run road courses with cautions off here at FSB, just because with hair trigger cautions in this game, it could be a long night some nights if cautions are on every time someone got in the kitty litter.
Well, they're doing like aerobics on my TV there. Why all of a sudden that's loud?
Not the other thing that you were talking about before? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. No.
Good thing we didn't. Good thing we weren't broadcasting advertisements for that. This is a family show.
Okay, we got that down. So,
all right, pace car is off. Jim Christopherson.
This is my track. This is
Matt Watkins.
Come on, get some. Turn 1.
Hey, what happened to Pops Margison? Pops didn't make the starting grid after taking the pole.
He did not.
He did not. I just realized, like, wait a minute, why is Matt Watkins starting on the pole?
Matt Watkins being careful, which I would do down below, but you're going to get he broke early and got a great run. He's going to have the advantage going through the S's here until he gets to the second part of the S's here. Mindful. Got Christopherson on his outside, but now he gets the advantage, has the advantage again. But Christopherson gets a great run, still going to have the advantage into the bus stop. And it's Matt Watkins in the lead, and this is exactly what he needs. And this dude can roll. He can road race. Let's see what happens here.
Absolutely, and we got the
Everybody
right side
clean through there very hard. Dan Jones off into the dirt there. And grass.
He's got it. He's fine. Looking inside the 95 McQueen.
He gets down low. You can't be flustered here. You have to understand this tire wear is going to be huge. Any kind of braking mistake you make in the zones, got to look at the 400 here and brake. Christopherson definitely outbrakes Matt, but Matt's taking the conservative route, which is what I would do.
In his position, absolutely. He knows that Mark DeSenza, who you see on the right side of the split screen here, has got an uphill battle ahead of him. As we got a wreck in the S's, 95 of Will Farmer's around. Everybody gets by cleanly.
A 40 really, Christopherson challenging the bus stop. Now that's like you see on TV right there. Just smashing it. Gets a car length and a half on Matt. Normally that's a really good move. Tire wear is going to be huge, though. Let's see how this pans out. A little bit of gap between the first three. You're going to see this in road racing here.
Everybody just wants to get a nice cushion and just hit their marks, run their line, turn their laps, and make it to midway.
115 of Dave Ellens, fantastic road racer, and he's been in the mix all the way through here. Not sure where his point situation is here, but this is his discipline and his chance to move up and get a chance at winning this thing.
Pops Marguson is listed as only one lap down, which means he took the start from the pits. He must have just had a problem clicking in when it was time to go.
Phil Warmer, man, I'm tired. It's hard to be king.
It's hard trying to be king. Sorry, dude.
You're talking to one, bro. Bow to the king.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I gotta throw a shout out to myself when I can, Look, it's hard to win these things. These are the best in NASCAR 2003.
I tell you, we talked about Mark DeSenza having an uphill battle, but he is already up to about 7th spot, I think.
Let's
wait for the standings to scroll.
And he's a fantastic, smooth road racer. He's leading the points here. He needs to do this and get a good top 10 finish and then do what he do at Daytona.
Yeah, in fact, he's up to 6th place and looking inside Lamb for 5th.
Smoke. They're starting to close in on the 40 here. The Wolves are after him. The Wolf pack.
100 X of Wolf. Just, man. Dear Rocket. Mark DeRocket DeSenza is in P5 after starting with a lotto start, not being able to qualify.
Definitely, he got racing skills. But that former winner, the 007, not sure what he needs on points right now, but he definitely needs to at least stay where he's at.
He was one of those that was 10 back, I believe. Oh, Dave Ellens slides it in there, barely keeps it off Matt Watkins.
The tire dag is going to be huge here. Last lap for Dave Ellens was a 115.6. Best lap, 114.9. So they're already, plus with traffic, they are pacing the field. Nobody else has, DeSenza's going to do what he do. And but they're gapping. This is the battle here for the win. And Jan Jones know what he know. So he's coming here. You got to, when you're following somebody, you need to manage your braking. Brake a little bit earlier, let them brake harder, and get your exit out better than them. You do that time after time, you start to notice the tire dang is less for you than them. Here we go.
You're looking underneath Dave Ellens.
This is
Into the braking zone.
pass at Watkins Glen, and they're still side by side, but he has.
That's not gonna last long. And he might just be giving it to him. Dave Ellens slideways.
Wow, Dave Ellens, what a great power slide. Well, he just proved me wrong because I thought he was in the weeds there. That's going to put a hurt on his tires. Let's see how this goes.
We're only about a lap away from pitting anyway for splitting this. Oh, he loops it in the bus stop.
He goes around at the bus stop.
That gives the position to Dan Clean.
Been there, done that. That thing will come up on you, and you think it's the same every time, and then Brian Lamb, what could have been as far as the king of the hill, but we know his road racing skills. Solid 6th place here, and he's not done yet.
So you guys just leave this booth door unlocked?
No, you have the super admin key, you silly.
Oh. What's up,
There's
guys?
a little S by your name, dude.
What's up, Phil Warmer?
Will Farmer
Retired.
joining us.
Come on,
McQueen
son.
has retired from the event, I guess.
You are
Yeah.
younger than some of the hair on my chest, you know?
Yeah, I got loose in those S's and I just parked it. I didn't want to try to get back onto the track or anything like that. My night was in terms of trying to be the king was over pretty early.
Well,
I feel.
welcome to New York, son. But hey, hang out with us and let's see how this thing pans out, bro.
Now,
Yeah,
Will,
it'll
what
be
was it
crazy.
showing? What was it showing for fuel for you guys when you got rolling?
We're at
Gotta
lap
be
7
honest.
here.
You never got
See,
that far.
Yeah.
We got pits.
We got pits coming up. Okay.
Yeah,
We
though,
got Dave Ellens talking about it, but the leader, Christopherson, is not pitting this lap.
yeah, we
but I
got the
would do
89 of
that,
Alex
too. If
Starvey
you're
pitting this
leading,
time.
I would break it. I would go one more lap. That's what the great Kevin Lewis used to do.
Oh, Mark DeSenza barely hooks it in there.
You got that big of a lead. Why not? You know, you want to break it in half, but if you're leading and you still got great tires and still running last lap for Christopherson, 1:15.6, best lap 1:14.6, but he's still smoking the field. So, and he's clutching.
He's
down the
clutching.
back straight. He's trying to make this thing all the way. Clutched all the way through the bus stop.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
I wonder if he doesn't have enough to make it back into the pits this time.
That could be a devastating tactical
I don't know.
error.
Clutching down the back straight.
I think maybe he missed pit in and doesn't have enough to make it. Oh, what? What's your scanner say, Milty?
Nothing. And
Oh,
he
the
goes-
scanner says that he's coming in this
There he
time.
comes.
Pit.
Here he is.
So that
Looks
was
like
a-
he's gonna make it. Okay.
That was a grave
Yeah,
tactical
but
error.
If you're running out of gas here at Watkins, and you've got to, okay, he's still under power. If you're out of power, trying to manage 35 miles an hour and hit your spot with no gas,
Put it this way,
you're in the world of hurt. But
he hasn't
right
stopped
down.
yet, and now Matt Watkins is in the final turn.
And here we go.
So he is going to lose the lead here, no question.
Jim Christopherson, 4 tires for the 40 car.
Looks
and
like
he
he's
is
just coming
out.
out of the pits too, but he is getting.
And here
passed
comes, yeah, here
earlier.
comes Matt Watkins through turn 1 before Christopherson even gets out of the pits. Dan Jones going by there. You saw on the left. That was a costly tactical error by the 40 car of Jim Christopherson.
Well, thankfully, he's not completely out of the picture.
No, he's still going to hang
still
on to
in
third. It could have been a lot worse. You're not wrong there. Meanwhile, Matt Watkins sitting in the catbird seat.
We got Daytona, which is a crapshoot. Matt Watkins P6.
It's a crapshoot, but you got one of the.
Joe Sherm is down pit road.
You got one of the best super speedway drivers I know, who's definitely in this hunt there, and that's that P2 007.
If any of you have ever been to Watkins Glen, it's the most beautiful country, beautiful area. The grass, everything is so green.
Oh, by the way,
waterfalls, it's just wonderful there.
Jim Christopherson better not look now because he's got DeRocket nipping at his heels. Mark DeSenza just... In fact, he's almost reeled in Matt Watkins at this point. He's only... Let's see when it cycles back around what that lead works out to.
How about Keith Cody? Was up to P5, down to P8 in the Napa Chevrolet. Solid run for Keith.
Mark DeSenza only 4 seconds back of Matt Watkins now after starting shotgun on the field.
Crazy.
Hammock running well. What about the meteoric rise? Just a few years in the sim racing here. As once again, I jinx him again. He goes off a little bit into the grass there, but he's just definitely worked the craft and just getting better. And Rick Castle, P10.
And another thing about Mark DeSenza here, Mark DeSenza's just had his best lap of the entire race.
Oh my goodness.
1:14.446.
He wants to win on his home turf. He's still got 4 seconds to make up in as many laps. I don't know if he can do that, but he's on the front stretch at the same time as the leader. He's got positions 2 and 3 in front of him. If this holds, we're going to be looking at him with a 1-point lead going into the last race. Daytona. Oh, he loops it and won!
And he gets back going, just a little slow.
That's okay.
No harm, no foul, no blood.
That's okay. He just needs to bring it home.
Great chicker, say.
And he'll be in good shape. Meanwhile, I think Christopherson and
Shiza.
Looks like Christopherson and Jones are looking to have themselves a little battle here.
Yes, they are. And there's that guy, Matt Watkins. I'm not a very good road racer.
Well, they'll pass on the inside. Dan Jones in the grass.
Yeah, Dan Jones kicking up some dirt there, but he's got the inside line for the was that turn 8 coming up? Oh, Christopherson wide.
Wow, great battle there. Nice save by Christopherson there. It's hard on the brakes. We'll have to see what that is on his tires.
Swings really wide off the final corner. Almost gets into the safer barrier.
This is one of those things, the laps start winding down, that pressure starts to kick in, that heart rate starts to pound a little more. You're coming down to the final lap here in this race. You don't want to miss a mark.
And you got to back up your corners. As the tires go away from you, you have to remember each time what your marker is, your visual marker on your braking zones. You have to back that up a hair.
And that little excursion from Mark DeSenza, by the way, cost him 5 seconds. He was 3 and change back before he got loose, and now he's more than 8.5 back. Alex Jarvie and Brian Lamb both joining us in the YouTube chat there, going from racer to spectator. Didn't quite catch what happened to you guys.
What's up, guys, man? Way to battle. It's a tough one here. We still got a battle for P2 here. Oh, and the 40 is just power sliding. That's typical for turn 8 right there. You just start to lose it.
At the line, we'll be looking at 2 to go.
Or actually, I think they call that like turn 10 because they still count I get it mixed
I can't keep track of it all.
They still count the boot corners even though you don't go through them. It's confusing, but we know
but anyway,
corner was.
This battle for second place here is really starting to heat up again as we get to these final laps, no?
Yeah, it looks like the highwayman, Jim Christopherson, is hanging on, trying to get back to trying to get back to Dan Jones in that 007. Can't quite get there, but he's hanging in.
Jim also just had his fastest lap, a 1:14.5.
Oh, both of them get a little grass off the bus stop there. That almost cost Dan, but then Christopherson followed him right in there.
Here. It can creep up on you. I've run endurance races here. I've run pretty much anything in this.
Oh, looking low. Oh, Dan has to give him the river there. Both into the kitty litter. Oh, that is not what Matt Watkins wanted to see.
Right back in it.
Matt Watkins did not want that, because that gives 2 points to DeRocket.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. But these other guys wanted it, and they get positions. And they're still trying to get out of the kitty litter.
And that's going to put D-Rocket back into P2. He's just going to hold it here.
That's exactly what he wants.
That's what that's what DeRocket wanted. That is not what Watkins wanted.
Mark descends back on top from heart attack. Living in New York with all this crazy stuff going on and having health problems.
Well, he's in New York State. He's not in the city.
Oh, it's close enough.
No, about as close. Yeah, it's like saying Fresno is close to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's still close enough because I can't even go to a job site without wearing a mask all day. So they're worried, even though
Absolutely.
there's like 10 people live in the town I'm working at. So.
Well, that
So
actually makes you
this
more
puts-
susceptible because you're further from healthcare.
This puts Dave Ellens up in P3. And you got Ryan
And then
There you
Johnson
go.
in
Matt
P4.
Watkins, and he spins and crashes and smokes them. He's
How
like,
about Brian
How's
Lamb
that
taking
for a
back
celebration?
P5?
Are you kidding me? He's talking. You guys watching iRacing? I'll show you a celebration. Those guys can't hang. Wow.
Wow, what a...
Whoa, Brian Lamb crashing in there too.
Welcome to the GOAT.
Lamb put
lest
Ryan
we
into the
forget.
stands. Thankfully, there's nobody there because quarantine, but...
Yeah, Alex talking about his connection. Yeah, he was, and that always sucks as a sim racer. Been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean, Slim Jim gave up the championship hopes because he had the same thing happening at Homestead.
But the main thing is what we see from Alex Jarvie is great racing, great skills. He'll get that connection stuff, but he's definitely deserves and belongs in this pro league here at FSB Racing. He's got what it takes. But like I said, I've been there, done that. I've had multiple types of computer issues, internet and my computer, friends trying to figure it out. It's bottom line is that's great sportsmanship, and got to park it when it just ain't right.
Mel, did you jinx me, man?
He did not.
Of course.
That was a great battle we were watching there, though. It just looks
did
like
a great job.
you
Man.
both kind of lit it up going into the next last corner and ended up in the kitty litter. Tough break there. Listing you both out as tire problem.
Yeah.
I think the tire problem was you were in the tire barrier.
Yeah, he actually, no, when he hit me, we both skidded, right?
Yeah.
And I think we just wore our tires out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, that was a great show you guys put on.
That was a great show,
Wow,
though,
top four
man.
going for it,
Way
eh?
to
Yeah.
battle it
Race.
out, bro.
Well, now
That's the best fun ever at Watkins Gun.
yeah, the beneficiary of that though is Mark
Absolutely.
DeSenza coming in second there. That's
Seal the
gonna
deal.
no, not gonna seal the deal. He's still got us. He would have just been 1 point back of Matt Watkins going into the Daytona
I just
finish
feel
here.
that he's here for all four races, and I That's awesome. He's good competitive.
Oh, we got
Absolutely.
P3, Dave Ellens in here. What's up, Dave? You got a copy?
Dave, nice
Yeah,
comeback.
What's up, guys?
Nice
I heard
job,
there's a hot
Dave.
dog stand around here somewhere.
No.
I got hot dogs.
Hot dogs and Budweiser, man.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
run,
we're stocked
man.
up.
Man, I got some jalapeno cheddar hot dogs, man. You're making me hungry. I should have
there
picked one of
you
those
go.
up for the last race.
You were
What's going on
definitely
up here, guys?
Showing some skills tonight, bro.
Yeah, we were just talking about that awesome podium finish there for the 115 there.
Oh man, I don't know how I brought it home. I wheel hopped it going into the bus stop, and
We saw
turned
that.
around.
Good job, Dave.
Yeah, way to stick to it. Nice perseverance. That does mean you can't qualify for Daytona, which that's not the best situation to be in. But then again, it's Daytona.
But
Actually, it's
Pete-
Daytona. I really don't mind starting in back. So
Yeah,
we'll see
no
what happens.
kidding, yeah.
I don't mind starting in the back. I don't mind starting up front. I don't like starting in the middle. I call that the kill zone. I don't like
Not in
doing
the kill
it.
zone. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just putt
but,
around
I
and see
mean-
what happens, and end up where I end up.
Yeah, absolutely. But just to get a top three in that field, you got some serious road racing skills, bro. Definitely.
Thanks, Milt. Yeah, this is a fun track, and once I settled back down after that spin, it seemed to work out pretty well.
Well, Dave Ellens, this is a
Absolutely.
Friday night road course winner too, right? You picked up that. Did you pick up? Oh no, it was Dave. Was it Dave Simons or you that picked up the Riverside win?
I think
Simons,
Dave Simons got that.
It was
one,
Dave Simon, Dave
It was
Simons.
fun
I'm
to
sorry.
watch.
Yeah, Milty was talking about that for like 6 months afterwards. That was a hell of a race, and we're gonna be looking to hit a road course up again on Friday night this season. It was supposed to be Montreal, but we might have some problems with that. We might change that over to Mosport.
Well, that's a great track.
I love
man.
Mosport. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great
it is.
track.
Yep.
Canadian Tire.
My
I hate
my
road
dad-
courses, and I love
my
Mosport.
dad run the 1,000 horsepower 917 there. I mean, I don't know how you could do that, but
Yeah, especially through that hairpin. Jeez.
Yeah, Milt, I love the
Spin.
pictures that you put up with your dad back in the day, man.
it's crazy. Yeah.
And we do have points updated. And Mark DeSenza, as predicted, has a 3-point lead. Those 2 spots he picked up on the literal last couple corners of the last lap there. Definitely some insurance that he was hoping for. Matt Watkins, though, 3 points up. Ken Hansen, Ryan Johnson, still very much alive in this hunt, 8 points back. And heading into Daytona.
Well,
They're
Dave,
great.
I mean, it's a crapshoot now, and it's
Yep.
Daytona. So I mean, all
Oh,
you
it's
can do
gonna
is
be a
try to
blast.
win the race now. You know, I mean, you got to try to win it and hope everybody else in front in the points has a bad night. So,
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We see if we can get this overnight RV park forward up into the finish line.
absolutely, man.
Oh man, Mutt says in the YouTube chat his
Bye,
shifter. Thanks,
All right,
Dave, for checking
take
in.
it easy, man. Thanks for showing up.
Mutt says his shifter fell off at some point in the race.
Well, that's we watch like the NASCAR guys doing iRacing and watching all their kerfuffle or whatever you call it. Just the things that happen. And these guys are actually pro sim racers. They do this stuff, and there's a shifter right there, and that stuff happens.
Yeah, get yourself one of these. This sucker
I've
won't
ripped
give
the
up for
wheel
nothing.
off the desk, I actually had a chair that broke under my big ass.
Well, that happened to Slim one night. Do you remember that race we're broadcasting and Slim suddenly went flying off the track?
Yeah,
It's because the rig he built himself out of wood, it snapped where his wheel attached to it. He had to repair it.
well,
No, mine's not modified, Mutt. That's a standard Thrustmaster TH8A shifter. And that clamping mechanism is really
I'll-
strong,
I'll
and
be
it's
right back.
completely adjustable. You got 3 little screws on the bottom here. Yeah, and that part. And I turned it. I was having trouble hitting 5th gear when I was going for 3rd, so I just turned it like 1 or 2 degrees towards me, and I have hardly ever missed a shift again. That is a Thrustmaster, Mutt. It's not for Logitech. He asked if it fit the G29 wheel, but if the G29 is the only other game input device you have, then you can plug this in and you can use them both in NASCAR 2003, no problem. It won't see it as part of the same device. Yeah, I have a TSW as my wheel and pedals, and then have that working as my shifter. If I leave, can I get it up here in the camera? if I leave my Razer gamepad, which I can't, the cord's not long enough for me to get it in the camera here. If I leave that set as a game controller device, even though it doesn't have a joystick on it, it knocks the shifter out of the view of NASCAR 2003 within Windows. But as long as there's only 2 devices, no problem. You can use them both in NASCAR. Alright, so let's see if Sammy's got this advanced to Daytona. Not quite yet. Looks like he's probably changing tracks right now. Alright, so Dan.
Yes, sir.
Man, looking forward to Daytona there. It's one of your best tracks. You can at least end this on a high note, right?
Yeah, you know what? I was a little mad there at a second, but he was giving it as hard as I was, so.
Yeah, you two were going at it good. It was a great show. You can go back and watch it. It was
top 4 cars. I don't think I was going to keep up with those guys, actually.
Yeah, you gave it a great run there. The good starting spot, not making mistakes. That's what it comes down to.
I was catching Matt too. I couldn't believe it.
I think he was being conservative. I think because he knew he was he didn't want to push it because he had the lead.
Right.
He had the stuff to finish.
Well, he's a veteran, a champ, and so are you. So I mean,
yeah, but I've learned stuff from him. He beat me in one race. I call it the Francis Dittman. Francis went high, I went low, and won the race.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you do that little deke, and Matt's good at that, and that's where I learned that one. Pretend you're going up high and you go down low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like what Edwards tried to do to Keselowski. It didn't work.
Yeah, run the rim.
Well, I think, with all the tragedy of what's going on and all the upsetting of all our lives, the one thing that's shined for us sim racers is to be able to watch sim racing on TV, first of all, and
yeah, how about that?
Also to validate our sport and our love for the game.
We are getting more and more better drivers headed this way because I think the camaraderie and everybody races fairly here.
Well, absolutely. It's a unique.
And plus, you guys are advertising every Friday, and people getting a swing of it. I tell you, this has made this a fantastic league.
Yeah, it's good to get back in the booth with Milty. This is a practice run for Friday after next. We're back to regularly scheduled Friday night Winston Cup broadcasts. We'll be rolling back the clock. We won't be running these 2015 cars. It'll be the 1988 Classic. T-Birds and Monte Carlos, Grand Prix, and Buicks and Oldsmobiles. A few other, fantasy templates thrown in there. It's a great series, great mod. And you think these guys are putting on a show. Well, you got 30 of them going at it with Slim Jim Gately out there. Maybe Jordan McGregor will be able to sneak away from baby duty.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday nights with Slim Jim and learning a few things.
Slim Jim's going to be putting on his Sunday night. Yeah, with some new drivers coming in. Slim's looking to get that Sunday night
if you want to get into sim
school going.
And get into it way cheaper than iRacing.
I tell you. And get taught how to drive.
Get into a league where you can learn and progress.
Absolutely.
And get on Friday night, your first week. You sign up, you line up, you're on TV.
A league that shares their secrets with you and wants to race with you. If they win 2 or 3 races, they feel guilty. They want you up there with them, right?
And also,
you don't get that if you go through other venues. You're going to have to put a lot of time and work in, which you still have to do in a pro league. But thing is, you can you get an opportunity really cheaply, and still, I mean, look at these broadcasts, the graphics, they're still badass. And
I'm working on a refresh for next season too.
It's still
iRacing, if you feel like
The
driving
pit stops, the contact in the pits. There's still great things
you know what,
about
honestly,
the sim that is special that you can't take away. You know?
I know I'm in the
iRacing,
minority here, but I'd like that, being able to drive through other cars in the pits.
I hate that. I think that's not racing.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
You know what? We don't. But think about it this way.
Racing,
When we come into the pits, we're completely blind. When the real guys come in, they're like, okay, 1 out, 2 out, 3 out, car in. Tires done, hold, car coming. They got that stuff down to military precision. We don't have that here.
If you practice,
they do. You're absolutely right.
You conquer here. You practice these pits.
Oh, absolutely.
Track, you conquer.
Exactly. That's what makes guys like Matt Watkins, Rick Johnson. That's why they've won championships.
Yeah, they go out, test the tires, see where they're good and bad at, run the whole tank dry, and see how many.
The thing about Dan, how many times have you and I both been boned by something just going wrong in the pits? That
well, welcome to racing.
Bro. Yeah, I know, but that wasn't our own doing,
Yeah,
I've learned. Welcome to racing.
It's one thing if the
the hammer or the nail.
It's one thing for your tire carrier to suddenly have some explosive diarrhea in the middle of the track. But
don't whine. You're multiple champion.
No. It's one thing for your pit crew to screw up.
How long have I been racing at Pony Express?
Oh, about 5 years now.
Yeah, so quite a while, and I've finally learned how to save gas.
Yep.
Yeah.
More so this year than last year.
Like Dan here, a lot of people running real cars out there. Sim racing is very close. The great thing about the exposure of the real guys doing it is you start to see the similarities and the differences, but you also see mostly the similarities.
Well, you see that it's not easy, too.
And it's not easy. You have to put the work in, and it's a labor of love, and it's labor of racing, and you got to have some talent, and you have to have some, drive to
Here's a
make
funny
it happen.
story. When I first started, we were under caution. I had to go to the bathroom bad. I was having, prostate problems, and let my wife drive, and she crashed into everybody.
Oh no!
Not a good start to my career at FSB.
That's one story I've never.
I've been his teammate for 5 years and I never heard that one.
True story. I wouldn't lie.
That's a King of the Hill champion.
That is
some inside info right there.
That is true confessions from Pony Express.
Well, and that's the other thing is that it's all serious and everybody really practices it, but it's still all about the friendship too, and and life. Everybody gets involved with at FSB Racing. It's a fraternity.
Well, you got a fraternity of 3 cars running you down there, Dan and Will Farmer. You got the 18, the 15, and the 51 all hooked up, coming fast. We get a nice 5-car breakaway here to finish out this practice with 3 minutes left on the clock.
So, what are we looking at for the championship here? Who's in the ball game here?
Okay, I had the points up there in between. We got it's between Matt Watkins and Mark DeSenza.
And those are pretty good studs right there. That's like Secretariat versus Seabiscuit.
Yeah. There's points up on the screen again there. You got Mark DeSenza, 58 points. Matt Watkins, 55. Ken Hansen, Ryan Johnson, both tied with 50. Rick Castle, Dave Ellens, both tied with 43. So your realistic battle is DeSenza and Watkins, most likely. But still alive, we got Hansen and Johnson, and major dark horse with Rick Castle and Dave Ellens.
That's how it goes with the King of the Hill, which is a fantastic platform. And it's on, man. It's going to be... What if these guys, trash themselves?
Speaking of pit stops here, oh, wow, Matt Watkins
plus you got guys
pushing the edge there.
Are just you got some super speedway guys. We're looking at Shane Pittman showing practice laps, very formidable here.
Yeah, that's the thing
There's some
about
guys that are not going to, I'm out of the picture, but I can still win the race, so you got that too.
super speedway is you just got to get in a pocket to turn that fast practice lap.
Kept talking about the Sunday Night Slim class as a multiple champion and 200 plus race winner in this league. I went to those classes, man, and he taught me how to run short tracks, which was my nemesis. I could not, as a road racer and a champion road racer, they say, road racing translates into a short track driver because of the braking, but I could not do it. I sucked, and
Maybe that's why I'm bad at short tracks too, because I'm bad at road courses.
but the thing is, the Slim Jim can get in your car and he can watch you and he can analyze and dissect. It's like Mr. Miyagi, I mean,
Totally right.
You're braking like a foot too late. Well, what do you mean? It looks fine to me. No, you add that, 100 times, you're going to lose. You're going to be a lap down. I mean, it's that critical.
Now we got practice winding down here. 34 seconds left on the clock. Then we go qualifying. Remember your first three of Matt Watkins and Mark DeSenza and Dave Ellens cannot qualify, cannot turn qualifying laps, so they will be at the back of this field, meaning both your championship contenders will be back there. So if the big one happens, they'll have the same view of it.
I think I have one I have a Bristol win, and that was like in Xfinity, or I think we called it something different back in the day, but that was all Slim, and just working with Slim. Him getting in car, then me watching him in car, then me getting back in car. Okay, no, you're challenging in the corner.
I think I see either an advantage or a problem here for Mutt. Oh, it went away, but yeah, Mutt's car's got the 192's got full 100% tape on that grill, so I don't know how that's gonna last for him. It means he didn't delete any tape from the tape layer on the template.
When you're painting a car, you mean?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that could happen.
Well, it's just visual. It's not really going to make it blow.
Okay.
It's all just Photoshop pixels.
Wow, that's a fine picture of you sitting there with this blue sky.
Yeah.
And the fans in the stands.
All violating quarantine.
Absolutely.
Let's get the qualifying standings back up.
Now it's balls to the wall. The excitement level is going. We're at a little low right here. We're like,
yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Eating a cheeseburger or something. I'll do that later. But
the Lamb's calling the pole right here. That's a bold statement. He's calling the pole in chat.
He said he's calling the pole.
He said pole, Beavis.
I need some TP for me bunghole. By the way, does anybody got some TP?
Ours comes by mail. We're good.
We're going to have to get on Amazon there or something. That's,
Well, hopefully they don't charge you as much as they did for that webcam.
yeah, no kidding.
That's some serious
you know,
gouging.
my boy there, Ducky, pulled the trigger, so I think we got the 920 K or S or whatever the hell it is.
C920?
Yeah, I think we got that one on
That's exactly what I
delivery.
use. Yeah, the next model up is a C922, which is it's debatable whether it's an improvement, but it'll work. So yeah, either one of those would be perfect. I like my 920.
That works well for you.
It works. I mean, 'cause I'm just shrunk down to this little corner here. And if I go full screen, well, you can see the green screen behind me now.
Well, maybe the only time we need to see me is like if I say a meltism. You know?
Yeah. No, that would get a little weird. But you can see this is what it's showing us, and then I'll turn my filter off.
That's badass, though, man.
And see, there's my green screen
Put
back.
some serious work in, man.
That's the hardest part right there behind me, lighting that so that it doesn't leave little artifacts all over the place.
Wow.
Oh, that lamb.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
my
a
goodness.
badass,
He might actually have the pole.
He can drive too, you know, in case you were wondering. It's just a
Bad.
mouth and a microphone, you know.
Look what he just said. I beat Dan at something. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is. Great friend, man. Yep.
All right. So,
Yeah, we got
6
some-
seconds in the countdown here. And before these are all official, there you go. So it stands Brian Lamb on the pole by .001. Dan Jones, our in-race reporter, there outside front row. Keith Cordier, nice qualifying run for Keith. Will Farmer, Ken Hansen, Dave Jandry, Brad Otto, not Bradotto. Rick Castle, Shane Pittman,
Brad's
Ryan
won
Johnson.
This race before. He could do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
Well, that was Talladega BR. Now look at the front of this car. See the paint, tape rather. The whole grill's taped up. It's gonna blow, man.
Is it John Christopherson?
Jim.
Jim, okay.
The Highwayman.
How do you whisper again? /number?
/number, and yeah, the number. So slash the number symbol, as they call a hashtag now in the social media age.
Well, the Highwayman is showing me some stuff tonight. I love road racing. I love a road racer, and
He's not going to race. How do I get him back? Shoot, I didn't see his messages till now. I don't want him to feel sorry about that, man. We were just racing.
You can always just drop him a PM or something in the forums if he's not around. He's still down there in Racing Channel 1 though.
I'll get him.
All right.
yeah, I mean, this is racing, man. You know,
It was a racing
great
deal,
TV,
yeah.
you know?
It's a racing deal.
Yeah,
Sure, you're mad
especially-
for a second, but stuff happens. You're going for it.
I get
So-
mad, like, because I haven't got my stimulus check, that pisses me off, But I did finally look it up. Apparently it's going to come, but I'm, God bless, lucky that I'm still working, and I don't know how a tile man is essential, but I'm essential, so.
I guess because it's construction.
Yep, so we're building stuff, so. And we're building some really cool stuff, so.
Yeah, in our case, Shannon already worked from home most days of the week anyway. So
Kind of hard to set tile at home, but unless I do it here, which
Yeah, if you
I
could get
could do
paid,
that.
yeah, if you get paid to set your tile in your own house, redo your bathroom, maybe your kitchen, something, that'd be a good deal.
Working on that.
See more
Okay.
pit stop practice here. Oh, oh, Ken Hansen wipes out completely. Looks like this might have a bit of rear brake dialed into it. I've seen a lot of cars spinning coming to pit road here.
Well, the thing about pitting at Daytona is you got to bring the car in a straight line and progressively hit your brakes. Can't hit them hard. You got to hit them softly at first, and then as your speed decreases, you push the brake down harder.
Or you dial more front brake into it, so you don't have to worry about that.
But it's still the same, though. I mean,
Oh yeah, and I'm just messing with
especially
you.
with fixed setups.
Yeah, fixed setup, we don't have that luxury.
You don't have that luxury, so. And
Now,
you've seen great drivers like on iRacing, like Jimmy Johnson blow chunks, and it was funny, he had, I just love the guy, I mean, seven-time champion,
Seven-time champion, yep.
getting his ass kicked on iRacing, and he's showing up in Indy cars, he's showing up, and he don't, I mean, and making mistakes and smiling, and what a class act guy, I mean,
He really is. I tried to hate him for a long time, and I can't do it. He's just too nice.
absolutely, I mean,
I was just like, oh, Jimmy Johnson's winning again. Come on. Boo.
I'm starting to like him now that it's all about him this year and learning about his family.
Oh,
He's like a cool guy now.
yeah, well, I think that happens like with great drivers, like people hate a lot of. There was
There was a lot of hate for Gordon.
yeah,
Oh,
Gordon,
yeah, absolutely.
Dale Senior.
Dale Jr. never had any hatred towards him.
No,
ever.
hell
Oh, no,
he's-
people who don't like him really don't like him, and they just don't like him for the fact that he's popular is what it comes down to.
Yep.
You look, he's a sim racing veteran too.
Yeah, he's one of us.
Exactly. He was racing this game way before he was doing iRacing.
Well, Dale Jr. has got the same problem that Kyle Petty had. I mean, Dale Jr. won, 26 races? Kyle Petty won 8. What kind of heinous crimes would you commit to have half of that? To win a cup race?
Yeah.
You do unspeakable things to have that opportunity. So how are they not successful?
My dad ran the 24 hours of Le Mans 3 times, and you think he would, and almost got pretty close to winning it once in '73. You think he would have taken one of those? He was. My dad was like 12 minutes away from winning the 12 hours of Sebring.
Oh my God! Look at that! Watkins
Clutch
blew
cable
up
broke.
coming into the pits.
I mean, you kidding me? Just win one race like that.
Yeah, so you look at Dale Jr., a 26 race winner, a 2 or 3 time Daytona 500 winner. Kyle Petty wins 8 races at the Cup level, and they're considered to be unsuccessful careers because their last names are Earnhardt and
Kiss
Petty.
my ass.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't live up to Richard Petty. You can't live up to Dale Earnhardt.
They made it to the NHL. They made it to the NBA. How many people make it there?
Anybody makes it to even get a chance to.
Yeah.
That's what we all dream. That's what we all.
Even if it's just one race.
Exactly. One time. They show that thing on ESPN of the goalie that was like a Zamboni driver.
Yeah, how cool is that?
And he gets a chance to play in the
goaltend.
game.
Yep.
And he stops a goal. Whatever. To me, that's like that brings tears to my eyes. It's like
Drivers, start your engine.
we're all, if you played high school basketball, which I did, and I sucked, but I was actually pretty good, pretty tall, but
I think this iRacing's kind of going on the same level right now because they get the race of the bigs. These
exactly.
iRacing
But it also,
And they're running fixed setups like we are, so the equipment doesn't make the difference.
It also pumps up what we do and what we have available for the customer.
It's funny. I don't tell many people I race because I don't. You look at their expression, you say, "Okay, I'll stay in the closet."
Exactly. But then you get that, that person that understands. I mean, either has the joy of racing or gaming or whatever, and they're like, like my coworker that's been watching a lot, and he's like, man, you guys are badass, your broadcast, your racing, there's a lot to offer here at FSB, and way cheaper than iRacing. No disrespect, because I run both, I'm involved in both. It's not about
heavily involved in both.
It's not about what's better or what's worse or whatever. It's about they're both badass and they have great qualities. Especially if you're starting out, I would suggest this. And we're about to go here and decide who's going to be the king of the hill. And I'm about to get excited right here.
All right, well, I got the side-by-side up just from the start here. We got your points leader, Mark DeRocket DeSenza on the right. You got your front row on the left. With Brian Lamb, Dan Jones, pace car is off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to crown ourselves a king of the hill as the green flag is in the air right about now. Takes about a lap to get up to speed here with these restrictor plate engines. Dan Jones looking to fall in behind Lamb. Hold on to that low line, P2.
Mark DeSenza, what has he got to do? He's in the back right here.
He just has to keep Matt Watkins in sight. He could be perfectly content to hang on the Matt Watkins bumper right now, and that would be fine.
That's a good idea.
If I'm Mark DeSenza, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just sticking with the 15.
Absolutely.
I am his new shadow.
I'm Milt Bitter. If I'm Sean Reap, that's what I'm doing.
The car is still working the high side there. They can't quite get down yet. Led by Will Farmer in the 95 up top. His teammate in the regular season there, Keith Cordier in the 25, giving him a push. Oh, man, they almost slammed doors going in the turn 3 there. And Dan Jones takes a little peek.
Pops Markson back on the track. He had issues after qualifying.
Yeah, missed the start.
And missed the start, but he, Pops is just. I don't even think I have the words of what a great guy and friend he's been throughout the years, and a great racer, and how much he loves racing at FSB.
He's raced through kidney stones, cataract surgeries. Yeah, I could hear the engine.
U.S. Army, U.S. Marine Corps, 31 of Brad Otto, live fire racing. Look, man, this is a race, Brad Otto, his thing is plate racing. And this is the race he can win here. Forget about the points. He's going for it. He's looking at Rick Castle down low. Looking in car with Jim Markson. Now he backs off down to 3 wide. Look at that gap in between there, 3 wide.
He's stuck up on the high side. Ooh, Brad Otto barely slips in front of him.
Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. This is Brad's thing right here, and Pops is following him. Man, I know you've done most of the paints here, but
Only 3 that are in the
I'd
field
like to
tonight.
throw a shout out of all these paint jobs are awesome.
These are pretty cool. I got some good ones out there. And some of them were just modified of what's really running, like the 25 there, and the 09 is a real scheme. Obviously the core is Beer Can, that's a copy of Bill Elliott's car.
Awesome paint. Look at that graphics. And we're going at it 5 of 30 here for the win of the King of the Hill. Guess we need to talk about the guys leading the race here. Man.
Yeah, you got Will Farmer's worked his way up to the lead through all that.
Kachinga. Would the fans want to see Will win a race here? Are you kidding me? Of course they would. He's got a huge fan base. Just chill, young man. Just enjoys the process and racing against these pros.
All right, we got to talk here about fuel mileage and pitting. You probably want to take 2 tires at a time, even with the 4X. And if 2X is 18 laps, then we're probably looking at 9 laps. Man, if someone can get 10 laps, though, that's sitting pretty. That's 2 stops right there.
Well,
if you can only get 9.
Exactly.
Oh, we got a car around in the back. Car around on the backstretch.
No cautions, so no harm, no
Cautions
foul,
are
no
on.
blood, no ambulance. It's Dick Hearn, my favorite announcer of LA Laker basketball of all time, would say. He's in a popcorn machine there.
And it looks like it was,
This is so
wow.
stressful.
Just a little
If
rub
you're
across
in
the
this-
bumper there. The 18 on the 59
sorry.
sent Ryan Johnson a little slideways. He hung on to it, but he's lost the draft.
Cordier got a little wide there, almost 3 wide, but got back in line. They're going to redraft here. Will got a little bit of run, but now the outside line, Rick Castle is just.
Whoa, look at that power move by the 15. Wow. How does he work himself up there so fast?
Rick Castle got smoked right there, but no, maybe not. They all bailed on him on the outside line there, and now he's back in line. Rick Castle has really shown he's been competitive in all these races. Still, now if you're not in the points chance for the KOH,
this is lap 9.
Then you want to win this race. Heck with it.
This is lap 9, and I'm looking at my
Brad Otto, Fresno, California, my hometown. Big boy. He's a big United States Marine Corps. Hell, he was my designated driver one night. And this is his thing here. But he's got a lot of pressure on him right now. But he ain't worried about the points. He's worried about a win here.
Yeah, this is all for glory. And by the way, as it runs right now, the 15 car is more than 3 spots ahead of the 3 of Mark DeSenza. And that would be enough. But we still have to get to pit stops. I've got
a long way to go.
Got the scanner up on the right side. Oh, big wreck in the backstretch. The 9 car is upside down. 101 spinning.
Oh my God.
None of our championship contenders are caught up in it.
We know what Matt Watkins can do.
And still no pit messages.
He can blow it. but he can also outpit everybody. This is what Matt Watkins is waiting for. It's what he set himself up for, was to, now he has to execute.
The 9 car of Ken Hansen just spinning helplessly in the grass. Still can't get going.
They're at lap 11.
And he's
so
been towed.
They are in the window.
They must be at 3x instead of at 4x.
That window, nothing. Nothing on the scanner yet.
And here's the replay of what happened to Ken Hansen. So he's just there, tucked into the pack there between the 51 and the 18. And... man, still not sure. Oh, he just got a bad bump. Bad bump from behind, pushed him up into Jeff Habak. Looks like Dave Ellens sliding through the grass to miss him. Tough break for the 9 car.
Do you feel dizzy? Do you feel fate? Don't die on me, private racer. United States Marine Corps in the lead.
Pit signs up. Cars are pitting. We must be on 3x because that's 12 laps.
Box. They're all pitting now. This is the window right here. They will not make it on one more stop.
Nope.
You're still going to get 2 tires here, right, Sean?
Oh, yeah.
Brad Otto down pit road. They're diving in.
Gaggle of cars coming in. Wow, Dan Jones.
Great execution. 007. Did he break the speed limit there? Smoked him on pit road. Hit your marks. Hit your box. Pit road stalls are pretty good here as far as room here. Oh, boy. That 51 of Dave January had to go around Brad Otto. I know that feeling. Brad Otto, no tires and fuel. Looks like no tires and fuel for these guys.
And Dan Jones comes out first, but did he speed? That's the question left to answer here.
Yeah, absolutely. No tires. I think they got to get some. You know, tires aren't as big an issue. If they're 3X, they could go fuel only next stop.
Mark DeSenza is still on pit road.
Oh, no.
What happened there?
Oh, no.
Did he stay out an extra lap?
I don't know. We got Dan Jones and 007. Bond, Mr. Bond. Bond, Mr. Bond. You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to win.
Oh, I found it. Oh, goodness. Oh, boy. Here we go. Here is Mark DeSenza's pit entry. Yep. He's got it. He saved it. He saved it. And here's the replay of, more pertinently, what happened to our points leader coming in on the replay screen here.
Rick Castle's trying to find a way through. I can't win the championship, but I can win this race. Lamb
so
in the
here,
picture there.
Here is Mark DeSenza's pit entry.
Sorry. I'm getting excited here.
Yeah, I'm trying to show what happened to Mark DeSenza. He got hit coming in.
That's my boy, fucking Brad Otto. In the lead. Come on, Brad. Come on.
So at this point,
Brad Otto executes and is in the lead. He's got Brian Lamb all over him.
All right, there'll be one more stop to go. Imagine we're going to see them come in about... Let's see if they came in at 12. They're going to come in at lap 24.
22, I think, or 20, somewhere around in the mid-20s.
I would want to come in around lap 18, to be honest, if I can get someone to come with me, because then you're just taking less fuel.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
But all Matt Watkins has to do is just hang out right where he is after that disastrous pit entry for the 3-car.
Well, we normally see Matt Watkins challenge this stuff, but he knew what he needed to do and he played it cool. Mark DeCenza, we know what great talent he has. We know his as a driver. You know, if you can beat him, you have to hope he beats himself. And
well, he did not. He got someone else sliding into him on the pit entry.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah.
I hate to have been that guy.
Bummer.
Yeah, I would. I know Shane Pittman's still a very new driver, very new to the game and to the league, so he's probably not feeling great right now. But man, it's just not easy.
Man.
This stuff's not easy. You got to practice the pit stops, and we all know that it's all part of it. Every one of us has been that guy.
Yeah, been that guy a lot. There's a lot of rules in this league that were made after I would make a stupid mistake. $191 miles an hour on the back straight.
And here they come to lap Mark DeCenza. He's going to hang on to this pack and just see what he can do from here. He's got to stick with it, because if something happens to Matt Watkins, he can be right back in this.
Come on, Brad.
I'm glad it's that close. Makes for exciting finishes here.
Absolutely.
No favorites, but then again, Brad's my hometown boy. And, you know, this is his thing. Also, Brian Lamb, it's another guy I'd love to win this race. You know, you got guys that win a lot, and then you guys that don't win a lot. You gotta root for the underdogs, and you got 2 underdogs up front here.
Yeah, Shane checking in the YouTube chat. He's locked him up coming down pit road. And yeah, we noted on the lead-in, Shane, that a lot of people were locking up the brakes coming in. Looked like there was a lot of rear brake in it. So this stuff's not easy. It you know, just put your post up in the forum about this. So be sure to do that. That's another one of our rules here. And hey, it happens. It's happened to all of us. I've mentioned this before on a broadcast, yeah.
Saying you're sorry, and you know, that's it. You know, it's all about accountability. But getting on the broadcast and typing in here and watching that, you know, that's doing it like you're supposed to do it. You know?
Yeah, and I've mentioned this before on our broadcasts. We are now within the window, by the way, to make one final stop. I would do it sooner than later if I could get some of these guys to go with me, but when I first got here, I was getting smoked on the pits, and I spent an entire weekend doing nothing but pitting. Just had a notebook, and I practiced every possible scenario pitting on every type of track,
and you still
and got good at it. I still blow at it from time to time, but it turned from a weakness to a strength of mine. And yeah, we gotta think these guys are thinking about it. Who's coming in? 007 is throwing up.
We got the action here.
007's throwing up the pit message, but he's lost the draft.
007, box. 51 is pitting.
51 pitting, that's good for the 007.
You would like the great speedway teams of the past at FSB Racing with Rick Johnson and Matt Watkins, ECR, and Danny Falcon, who's coming back to the league. They worked together as a team. Come in together, come out.
I'm watching the scanner in my other monitor here.
Who's teams? I don't know who's who up here at front.
There are
going to dictate this situation.
a pair
Brad-
of teammates up there, and it's Ken Hansen and Mark DeCenza.
Brad
Oh no,
Otto
I'm sorry, Ken
needs to
Hansen's on Black
do
Cat.
what he did at Talladega when he won it. There, it's just do a normal pit stop. Don't try to do anything fancy beyond your depth, and let everybody else make the mistake. If you underscore it and do it too slow, and they
31
beat you,
pitting.
then here we go. Then so be it. Don't beat yourself here. My wins on these. That's how I've got them. Is let somebody else make a mistake here. And
Oh,
he
Brad Otto
spins
spins coming down pit road. And the other cars have stayed. Wow, you just nice perfect
Not too
loop
bad,
and
though, but that will lose him precious time. So the next group.
trying to find where he is. There he is.
Still gotta
Oh.
execute your stop here.
Then he couldn't find his pit box. That's going to cost him some more time.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan Jones pitted early after losing that draft. Now he's picked up the draft of our leaders.
Wow.
Got a good stop there.
Wow.
Yeah, but those guys haven't come in yet.
Oh.
And here they come now.
Look, it's easy for me to sit here and tell you how you should do it. I've definitely, I got 200 wins and like 1,000 losses. So most of the time, I screwed it up. You know.
There's Lamb and Hansen. Okay.
I'm with
The 15 and Matt Watkins. Yeah, you're with DeCenza, but he's probably going to have to come in the next couple laps.
DeCenza and Dan all over each other there.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 position for now, but DeCenza is going to have to pit. Matt Watkins has completed his service with the 124, Rick Castle in front of him.
Senza's
That's
going
what he does.
Yeah, I figured DeCenza would be in this lap.
in. Did they catch these guys? No.
Trying to figure who this lead's going to cycle to. Oh, Ken Hansen's 3 laps down. Okay. So Brian Lamb, I think, might be...
I think they got a couple spots.
Man, yeah. Just,
I think this is going to fall to Castle and Matt Watkins.
sorry for being biased there, but man, I'm really rooting for 31 there. But
Actually, Will Farmer's showing in the lead.
Yep.
come on, Willie.
He pitted with that second group, but he got a huge gap on these guys out of the pits, and he's out there all by himself. They're going to eat him alive in a second.
They are. They got
Quack,
plenty
quack.
of time. They got plenty of time. The draft is coming. It's coming down to it. Yeah, you can't panic here. You know they're gonna. Are you gonna block a little? You gonna make the track a little wide?
Wow, Matt
For a
Watkins.
win, not points,
Whoa. Oh, Matt Watkins needs to just bring this car home alive. I don't think he should be trying that.
Rolls.
Matt races to win.
Matt is about winning the races, you know,
And go out in style, winning the King of the Hill and a win.
absolutely.
Oh, man. That
But
was
he's not
really
gonna be
close.
stupid about it. He realized he's keeping good spacing. You look at the spacing there.
6 feet apart, remember?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
2 meters for you Canadians.
Sexual distance. Sexual distancing here.
What now? Social. Now I wish I'd enabled the milk counter.
Well, that's something I started at where I work, you know. We got to keep sexual distancing, you know, instead of social. But
Well, these guys are going at it hot and heavy, coming up on 3 to go here, rather.
Look at this, man. This
What
is
a
Daytona. This is the King of the Hill. They're going at it. Who knows what the heck could happen here? Rick Castle, strong all night. He's definitely
Look at that. Steps
put
in
his
front.
foot down as I'm a definite contender as being a smooth, clean driver in all these races. I may not win the championship, but I can win this race.
He's yelling out the window right now. Yo, Adrian.
Yeah.
Exactly. The outside line, these guys are going to, there's going to be no friends, you know.
Well, they got two lap cars up there.
As, you know, the Beastie Boys, or as Rage Against the Machine, I'm sorry, said, there'll be no shelter here.
2 to go, guys.
Yep, 2 to go. Oh, Matt Watkins gets really loose there. Almost gets into
that's
Brian
what
Lamb.
he do. That guy can drive anything sideways like a dog, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, McQueen almost stuffed them all into turn 3 there. He hangs on to it.
Matt Watkins could just fall back and win this thing. But
That's what I would be doing if I was him right now.
Why would he do that? Because if he loses it, he don't care. He wants to race. He wants to put a show on.
Maybe he's
And
like
we got
Sean,
a show
has
here.
too
We
many
got a
trophies.
pack.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, winning this race doesn't pay the
How about
trophy.
that, Brian
It's
Lamb right
just
up
finishing
the
it right now
net?
for him. Oh man,
These guys
McQueen
are
pushing
going
up.
at it. Contact.
Remember the 9 and the
These guys
3
are
are
duking
laps
it
down.
out. They want to put a show on. They want to watch this stuff and they want their families to see and the friends. You know, I'm duking it out, and the fans on there. Still 12 watching their late night.
Absolutely.
And
It's almost 1 o'clock here.
There'll be 100 people watching this post race. Thanks for showing up, folks.
Here we come to the checkers. Lamb on the outside. Oh, big wreck. Wrecking across the line. Rick Castle?
Brian Lamb.
Brian Lamb.
Brian Lamb!
Rick Castle second.
Woo! Yeah! How
Matt
about
Watkins
that?
third, and the king of the
Way
hill.
to go, boy!
Brian Lamb, after all his help wrecked behind him, wins
My
it by
gosh.
point
I gotta watch
0.01.
this finish.
Matt Watkins third. He's your king of the hill. There's your winner of the overall event.
King of the Hill, Matthew Willie Watkins.
It looks like the 124 has already pulled off the track, probably
The
screaming
young
and
man
celebrating.
From South Carolina.
Wow.
Wow, that was a good finish,
You know,
man.
Lamb was strong all night, and this is right in his wheelhouse. But to see him get a win, that's fantastic. And Matt Watkins is smoking them like he got him, and he got him.
There's the 09 parked on the backstretch.
Lamb is just sitting there going,
He's just sitting there saying, did that just
won
happen?
this race." No,
Yeah, he won it by as much as he won qualifying
he's a
by.
very humble guy, but he's got skills, and he showed it tonight. In this pro league, he can win, and he just showed it. Ding, ding.
Well, there we have it. The king of the hill is Matt Watkins. The broadcaster jinxed Mutt, he says.
Yeah, well, the ultimate power we have, you know, is exponential.
Absolutely.
But we have fun with it.
Yeah, I gotta get that graphic off my head there. There we go. Alright, so let's check out
Wow.
the final points here.
All the stuff I've won, and they've all been earned, but winning King of the Hill is definitely it's taxing all the time. This is a long broadcast, a long race, 4 races. It's tough, man. It's really tough.
It gotta be heartbreaking for Mark Descends there. Such a strong performance. All goes away just on a little pit entry kerfluffle there.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, you have to look as a fan of Mark and competitor. You have to look at what he you know. It's always heartbreaking when you almost won, and but when you never had a chance, it pretty much, I mean, you have work to do to see him get that close and to be back on top with the performance in all these races. He has to, you take that home to the bank. You put it in the bank and you say, I'm ready for next season now, brothers, But it still hurts, Trophies are cool, and dudes like trophies,
It's true. Let's see if we get these updated. Nope,
Actually,
still.
I'm going to do some cleaning on them this weekend.
Trying to get the final tally here for who's gonna. Looks like I'm thinking it's gonna be. Wow, it's gonna be real close. All the other guys who were in this battle, had their own issues, other than besides just Mark Descenza.
I am the king.
Yeah.
The king is dead. What was that? Gosh, I can't remember. I'm a heavy metal guy, So.
Still working on getting Sammy to update this point. So meanwhile, I want you to grab our King of the Hill and get us started here. And I'll tell you who our podium finishers are once the points get calculated. Tabulated.
I'm going to
Still not updated. I'm still trying to get it in there. Let's see what it looked like coming in, at least. As it was just a 3-point lead for Mark Descenza. This here, Ken Hansen had problems, Ryan Johnson had problems, Rick Castle had a 2nd place run there. I think Dave Ellens was up there, so I think there could be some movement down here as well. Still not updated. Hey, thanks for checking in, Wes. I think I saw your name on the registration page. You're about to come racing with us? So we're about ready to go for season 37. Gonna wrap up TCR on Tuesday. You'll get to see me driving on that. I have the cameras on that monitor off to my left. And I'll actually remember where it is and look at it from time to time. Mr. Young.
We have standings all set. Sorry it took so long. And I had them I don't know what you call that when they're mixed up. But
transposed?
Yeah, transposed. That's it. I almost said transgender. Good Lord. Where's my mind at? Anyway, no, it's so it's up, and but it's up as Bristol. But anyway, it'll still go.
Awesome. Well, yeah, there is, as I called it, your King of the Hill is Matt Watkins. 73 points, 6 points up. Mark Descenza holds on to 2nd place, despite his issues there in that race. And Rick Castle who I also projected
Okay.
is your third place King of the Hill standings finisher. Yeah, Will Farmer joining us here, sneaking into the booth.
I figured I'd just sneak in again. I just wanted to comment on the last race. I'm guessing you guys are going to get the top 3 in here. And here they are, so I'll make it quick. But that was really fun. And yeah, Super-Speedway racing, that was a really good time.
Yeah, it was a wild finish, that's for sure. You guys were going for it. Nobody was laying back. And Rick Castle, man, great run there. You clawed your way up to 3rd spot in the overall King of the Hill.
Great
finish there.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why Milty went and grabbed you, man.
Actually, the boss came and grabbed him.
The points weren't updated when I sent Milty.
Yes,
No, Milty?
Yeah, I'm not doing my job very well, but
Good thing none of us get paid.
yeah.
So great run, Rick.
Thanks. Yeah, I thought I could almost taste my first win at FSB there.
Man, coming across the line, we didn't know who it was.
Look, Rick, you ran solid all night. You were a contender in every one of those races. It was right up your alley, man. I mean,
thanks, man.
Nothing like I didn't expect, but I think, you've had a lot of bad luck, and you've always been real cordial and been a great sportsman and a great member. And I think tonight things just kind of almost lined up for you.
Almost. Yep.
As far as luck, and you executed, it just, I mean, you're racing against great drivers, but it's great to see that Jack Daniels' car up there. Great paint, great driving, great job, man.
Hopefully, I'm looking forward to the future of some better finishes this session.
You're definitely making strides towards that. Again, solid run tonight. Congrats, Rick.
Thanks.
Mark DeRocket DeSenza came in. I know, rough break there, but you certainly persevered through the whole thing. Like that was an epic drive up to 2nd place from the back at Watkins Glen for sure, to put yourself in this position going into the final race. So how did the rest of the run feel for you?
Yeah, I was right. First of all, I congratulate Rick there and Matt for getting the King of Hill. Well deserved. I had to run flawlessly to beat him, so I tried. But yeah, the last one's tough. But hey, that's just all part of it.
10 for you. You gave it a run.
Yeah, the main thing is with the health problems you had, and seeing you get back on top and then stay. I mean, that's a Mark DeSenza. I don't think most people know what a badass road racer you are. They saw
I don't know about that.
And and I said in the broadcast, well, he's real humble. When I say this, he's going to see the broadcast and say, "Yeah, no, I'm not that good,"
Yeah, you took a lotto start, and you had the leader on the same straightaway as you at one point. So yeah, you were hauling the mail at the Glen.
I've been racing against you for a long time, man. I know you are back. That's for sure. And
healthy.
That's the main thing. And healthy and back and going up against these great drivers. And there's that guy, Mama. Mama, there goes that man, Matt Watkins. And I should have picked you. I picked
I did
7, but
I did.
Picked you.
I had the pick. So you made me look good. You put I had the car painted. I had the pick. Perfect. Just like I planned it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Great run, Matt. I mean, you got third at Bristol, 3rd at California, the win at Watkins Glen, and a 4th here at Daytona. Just exactly what you needed to do.
The king is here.
Yeah, I can't believe that, man. My best track, I had literally the worst strategy call ever. I was like 4, thinking it's 3X in California, and that did not work out at all. Those guys apparently took 2, and so I was like, well, I'm in a hole. Now I got to race Bristol and Watkins Glen, and I'm not very good at this track. So
yeah, right.
We'll see what happens. And then I thought I was gonna have a couple points on Mark at Watkins Glen, and I think 2 cars had a wreck or something on the last lap, coming to the white flag, and he got 2 points. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna need a lot of luck at Daytona, and I went back and looked at it. That was a tough break for Mark at Daytona. Like he got a hit and then a 30-second penalty, I think. So man, that was a
unsafe pit entrance they gave me as well.
Ouch.
That's no good.
No.
Yeah, he was really, really good tonight. It took something like that for me to win it. So yeah, good job to Mark. Fun racing with him as always.
Yeah,
job
awesome. Same back at you, man.
Appreciate it. And Rick Castle did a hell of a job. He's getting better and better.
Absolutely, yeah.
Last lap at Daytona was super stressful because everybody was jostling, and I was like, I just want to make it back to the finish line.
Well, that's the thing there, Matt. I was like, you were making moves. You were getting your car loose, and I'm just like, what is he doing? If I'm him, I'm just cruising.
I'm like, where the hell is he gonna go? I mean, he's got a race. I mean,
sometimes you inadvertently sometimes you inadvertently turn your brain off when you shouldn't. Like you get in the race mode. Like smart me would have been like, hey, I should just back out here and just take 6.
Yeah, I think
Dumb me is like, I'm gonna go for the win.
I understand.
I was hoping he'd wreck and lose about 5 positions.
Yeah, I understand. You know what, Matt? I do understand that. That's a trait that's carried on the Y chromosome, I believe. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is it's worked well for you throughout your career, and I like I was saying in the broadcast, if something happens, he loses. I think he can live with it. He would live with it. But the bottom line is like he's in the mix right here. A racer has to race. If you stop racing, it's just then you lose.
Yeah, we had to make it look good.
Right.
Yeah,
you did. Yeah.
I just want to say congrats to Mark and Matt. Mark won the championship, and great run, Matt, as always.
No, Matt won the championship.
Oh, Matt won it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you can send him back to. He was last year's.
I didn't quite catch all that.
Yeah, he was.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. But like we were saying, fantastic run, Rick, and definitely. You just deserve some good luck, and you got it. And
a little bit of good luck.
You're in the ballpark, and that's all we can ask for as competitors is give us a chance.
Well, we are now on a Friday night record of 3 hours and 28 minutes into this broadcast here. So it's been a long night. Great racing all night long. Thanks for sticking with it, everybody out there watching, and thanks for sticking with it to our competitors. And man, this is the first time doing the King of the Hill. I think we had a lot of fun with it, a lot of opportunities to do some different stuff, and maybe we'll do this again next time. What do you say, Milty?
Well, man, I'm down, man. I love FSB, and
of course,
you guys.
And of course, 2 weeks from tonight, we start our regular Friday night Winston Cup broadcasts. We're going to open it up
to get
at
the Milty Cam on
where.
So you can see my ugly.
Let's go see where we're going to open up at here. Schedules are up. Trying to get there. Schedule. So we're going to start off at Gateway. A little kind of intermediate short track there. Wait, that's last season's start.
Yeah, that works.
Why didn't it give me the? Oh, I know why. I got a little drop down over here.
Thank you, Wes.
Select season 37. So we're starting at Homestead, Michigan, Rockingham, Indianapolis, Nazareth, Talladega, Montreal is a to be determined change, probably Milesport instead. And North Wilkesboro, Texas World, Nashville, Chicagoland, Atlanta 97 to close it out. Another high speed track. Always good to end on one of those. And just like tonight, ending on Daytona. Again, great show, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for dropping in. Rick Castle, your third place King of the Hill standings champion there. Mark DeSenza, Matt Watkins. Of course, we had some in-race reporting from Dan Jones and Will Farmer. We always appreciate you guys stopping by. And So for FSB Racing Live, I'm Sean Reap saying good night, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks at Homestead.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Milky and Sean. Thank you
Thanks,
very
guys.
much.